I think everybody had like that drive. There was a different type of spark to be on the field. I wasn't playing much because I was coming off my injury, but it was like I was so excited to get back because of how well we were playing and like how everybody was gelling together, and the way we were swinging the bats was amazing. It was like it almost felt like, I mean, a bunch of us in the bullpen were like, it felt like we couldn't lose. Like even when we lost, it felt like it didn't feel like a loss.
Let's go! This one is rocked to right field. High, deep, and gone. That might have caught a piece of the scoreboard on the way by. 2-run homer. Cardinals up by 9.
And so May was exciting for us. I think we, rolled through a couple good teams and had some great games, great pitching, great offense, and we put a lot of things together at that time, and it was looking really good.
We were coming out of the gate like really hot and playing really good baseball, but it's tough to sustain. It's such a competitive league. Baseball's a long season, right? A lot of ups and downs, but yeah, hopefully we just have more ups than the downs.
Do you have feedback on Cable 14's programs? Let us know by calling 905-523-1414, extension 227, or email feedback@cable14.com.
Oh, hey. Are you looking for the hottest game in town? Look no further. It's here on Cable 14, and it's Kiwanis TV Bingo. So if you're looking to get your game on, get out there, pick up some tickets, and join us Mondays at 7. Under the B6.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Mad Canada.
The following is a C14 Sports presentation.
Let's give a round of applause to Emily Cadieux.
Friday Night Baseball is back on Cable 14. Neil Shrostwa, Matt Creeley joined in the booth this evening as the Kitchener Panthers come to the Hammer, take on your Cardinals. Matt, two teams, both teams with 3 victories in the season, middle of the pack, looking to climb up the ladder.
Yeah, Neil, tonight the Cardinals will be welcoming a Panthers team to town that has undergone a significant amount of change with the ownership swap in the winter. A lot of new faces in this lineup, and they haven't gotten off to a bad start this year at 3-4. They've been pesky so far in the standings, and they'll give the Cardinals their first test of the season in this head-to-head matchup tonight.
No question they will. And, of course, Owen Boone, the player of the month, pitcher of the week is back. Mr. Friday Night, he's looking to take the title once again. Will be on the mound for the Cardinals, looking for victory number 2 on the season.
Yeah, Boone shoved against Frank Garces last Friday. That would be an understatement. It was one of the quickest games we've ever seen in the IBL. The two aces going at it. Garces from the left and Boone from the right, but it was Boone that came out on top. 8 innings, 1 run, 10 strikeouts. Near perfection.
And for the visiting Panthers, the Andy Vargas, the Cuban. A lot of strikeouts, but a lot of walks so far in this early season for him as well as he gets adjusted to the Intercounty Baseball League.
Yeah, Neil, Vargas is a veteran of the Cuban National Series. That's the baseball league down in Cuba. He's pitched 66 appearances and 155 innings in that league. Only 7 of them were starts, though, so starting pitching is not exactly familiar territory for this arm here.
And we'll go through the starting lineup for the Kitchener Panthers. Yusuke Fujui is batting first at third base. Jordan Madeli is at shortstop batting second. Giovanni Penabel is in center field batting third. Junior Ibarra, the catcher, is batting fourth. Arthur Kawara, the former Griffin, former Guelph Royals, is designated hitter tonight. Nick Parsons is in the 6th spot, batting at first base. Trent Lawson in right field. Charlie Towers, a name very familiar to this parts. Of course, the former Maple Leaf, former Cardinal. And Jamie Cabrera rounds out the 9 hole in left field. As we'll get underway here for Yusuke Fujui, will be the leadoff batter here against Boone. Boone toes the rubber, looks down. Gets the sign from July Bettini. First pitch in there for a ball. They count quickly. 1-0. Played on part tonight is, of course, Adam Sims, Mike Kinnear, and Scott Costello on the base pass. Fujui, the leadoff hitter, has got 3 home runs to his name so far.
Fuji, a BC product. He is one of the many IBL players to come out of the WCBL. He played there for Fort McMurray. Brief stint, only 9 games a couple years ago.
That one's in there for a called strike. Evens the count at 2-2. Or sorry, 2-1.
Fuji's been a spark plug for these Panthers, and it makes sense why he's batting at the leadoff spot, hitting .400 in the season's early going.
He's been getting on base and knocking them in, that's for sure. And he does just that here on the first pitch he sees from, or third pitch he sees from Boone here. That's going to leave the yard, and Fujui makes it 1-0 for the Panthers here early in the first inning.
The element of surprise rears its ugly head for the Cardinals in this first inning. Neil, Boone was basically immune to any sort of damage beyond the occasional single or walk through his first 2 starts, but Fuji ambushes him here.
Got the ambush going, and I think he just got a fastball up in the zone here, and it made him pay exactly what it was. It just hung up a little too high and right in the wheelhouse, and now Jordan Maduli will step into the plate, the shortstop tonight.
Yeah, there's getting on base as a leadoff man, and then there's going yard. Statement made here early.
That's his 4th home run of the young season. Puts him in some really elite company. I think Robert Mullen's the only one in the league with 4 home runs. And now him. That one squirts out of the glove of Bettini. Count is 1-1.
You're getting a good look at Jordan Mandalay here. He's one of the 5 Panther imports, all of which are Cubans. Mandalay is a rookie in this league, but he's 39 years old, so
he's definitely got some experience. He fouls that one off. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Nobody away. Panthers leading this one 1-0 if you're just tuning in.
Mandalay played for the Quebec Capitales in the Frontier League a couple years ago, and he also played for them when they were still in the American Association from 2015 to 2019. He's also got nearly 1,200 games of experience.
Wow, that's a lot of experience.
Down in the Cuban National Series. .316 career hitter.
Watches that one sail outside from Boone. Bettini tried to get a hold on that one. Evens the count at 2-2.
Normally a 39-year-old would be the oldest rookie in the IBL, but the Cardinals made sure that that wasn't the case.
Yeah, we definitely did take care of that
past
one.
winter.
So it's on the ground, up the middle. Great stop by Nickel, but he's not going to have a play. And Mandule's got himself an infield single here. Going to bring it to Giovanni Penalero.
Penalve, another one of those Cuban imports, taking his cuts from the left side here. He's a .323 hitter. in 541 games in that Cuban National Series. So the Panthers up and down their lineup and their pitching staff have lots of experience to go around playing organized ball down in Cuba.
Their Heart of the Order brought to you by the letter Y this evening.
Yep.
Now misses low for a ball. Count 1-0. Boone's just trying to get his footing going here.
Penalbe's 7 RBIs lead the team in the early going here. He's got 1 homer, hitting .375, so he's definitely been a spark plug. As a new arrival.
Watches that one inside. Count now 2-0. Junior Ibarra waits on deck with nobody away here. Cardinals would love a ground ball to get a turn 2 here.
Did someone tell the Panthers are not playing at Jack Couch tonight?
I don't know. They definitely came in with a little more pep in their step tonight. That one misses inside, runs the count to 3-0.
If you were following along last week, the Panthers put up 20 on the Brantford Red Sox with a 20-5 victory at home last Saturday.
Quite the interesting Saturday afternoon at the ballpark, that's for sure.
Only 3 batters in, but they're on pace for similar numbers right now.
That one's in there for a call. Strike says the plate umpire. 3-1 that count now.
And just to rub salt in the wound, the Panthers recorded that performance off of former Kitchener Panther Pedro de los Santos. They hung 14 on him in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, he got left out there, unfortunately, when victim of circumstances. This one's hit into the right field. Pena on his horse, and he's not going to get to it. It's going to be out of play. But it'll run the count to full at 3-2. Still nobody away here in the top of the 1st inning. The Panthers already up 1-0, thanks to the solo blast by Fujui in the leadoff spot. Boone from the stretch. His 3-2 offering. It's fouled away again. A hit and run was on.
It's a good spot to put the hit and run on there for the Panthers. Full count, nobody out, runner on first, and you've already got the 1-0 lead with Penalve at the plate.
Oh, exactly. Plus you pull an infielder from the right side of the infield, having to break to second base to cover the base.
And he clearly knew the plan too, but I don't think that was a strike. That pitch ran way up and in on him, and he fouled it off to stay alive.
Maybe some guys just don't like walking.
That's fair.
Runner to go again, and it's once again fouled away. Penalville playing spoiler here.
And that bat-to-ball skill that was on display for almost 15 years in the Cuban National Series is carried over here to the IBL for Penalve, not letting Boone off the hook easy. With the runner behind him constantly in motion too, it's a lot for Owen to keep track of here. That's exactly what the Panthers want.
Only 3 batters in, and Boone's already at 18 pitches. Runner goes again, fouled away yet again. The Panthers continue to play spoiler at the plate here.
Just to jog everyone's memory, last week Owen threw 22 pitches in the 1st inning. He's probably going to throw a little more than that here, but he settled down after that and only threw 70 over the next 7.
Yeah, he was very efficient after the 1st inning onwards. But traditionally, I think his worst inning has always been the 1st. He just seems he has to get his footing, get to figure out what the umpire's strike zone is. But after that, once he settles in, watch out. Three-two offering once again is swung on and missed. Boone gets the punch out. Penalty goes down on strikes. 1 away now, and Junior Ibarra will be the batter.
Beautiful change up there from Boone. Penalve was making him work for that one, but he didn't stray from his game plan, even with the runner behind him giving him fits once again, and beautiful changeup sits him down. 10 strikeouts last week for Boone. And there's 1 already.
They'll benefit the Little Caesars, of course, in the local Hamilton area. They help strike out hunger.
Yeah, you know who's happy that Owen Boone's pitching tonight? A lot of people, but
yeah,
mostly Little Caesars.
Exactly. Boone's first offering gets away from Bettini. It goes all the way to the backstop. And Mendule will go to second base with ease on the pass ball.
It's a lot more consequential than you might think with 1 out and the runner on. And Ibarra batting from the right side without much speed down the line. He would have been a prime double play candidate if he rolled one over, and that's now out of order for the Cardinals.
Now they got to go across the diamond with the throw here and just keep the runner hopefully at second base. That one misses outside again and count 2-0.
Ibarra 7 for 26 in the season's early going. 1 homer, 4 RBI. 3 walks to just 1 strikeout. Solid production out of the catcher position for Kitchener.
Grounder hit the pass the Louds. Is going to get through. Runners will hold on the corners here with 1 away. Going to bring up Arthur Kawara now. The designated hitter tonight.
During batting practice, Neil, John Salazzo, among other infielders, were taking grounders at third base, and Salazzo repeatedly was coming up empty on the grounders, just couldn't really seem to time him up right, and that one gave him fits again. It wasn't a neat hop by any means, but rolls under his glove, and the Panthers are still in business here.
Little mound visit by Luis Bernardo out to talk to his ace. Probably just to settle him down, see what he's feeling like that. And, maybe change up the strategy a little bit and remind everybody what they're doing as far as if they go to second base here. Only 1 away, so from the Panthers, I'm probably going to see if I can get a good jump here and try to take that base. Maybe get caught in a rundown and trade it out for another run here. But don't underestimate the pop in the bat of Arthur Kawara. I saw it firsthand with the University of Guelph for many seasons. You can definitely mash it with the best of them.
Only 3 hits on the season so far, but 2 of them are homers.
Takes a big hack at that first offering from Boone for strike 1. 1 away here. Panthers leading this one 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. Runners on the corners for Kitchener. Boone's offering. Swung on and missed by Kawara. Plate umpire says he went around. Count quickly 0-2.
In the season opening game of this 2025 IBL season, it was tied at 5 in the 8th inning at Christie Pitts, and Kawara took a down and away fastball to deep center field for the go-ahead home run. The Panthers won that one 6-5.
Hardy was the hero that night.
Nice way to make a good first impression with your new club.
That it is. 0-2 offering from Boone. It's swung on and missed. Kawara goes down on strikes. That's 2 punch-outs for Boone here in the first inning. We're not out of the woods yet, but there's 2 away.
That's just a case of Kawara maybe thinking too big. He chased a couple outside of the zone there. Prime opportunity, and he has the pop in the bat to do the damage, especially with runners in scoring position, but Boone gets the best of him there and uses the free swinging to his advantage.
Well, exactly. I think Boone, just being the veteran pitcher he is, he knows, okay, I've got this kid chasing things now. I'm just going to have some fun with him. As Nick Parsons comes to the plate now.
Parsons out of St. Jacobs, Ontario. Feels like one of the only returning Panthers from last year.
He's very, very few of the returning Panthers that are back now. Of course, now Nick Parsons has gone from being, probably one of the guys, just the guys in the room, to now one of the leaders in the room. So not so long ago, he was at St. Francis University. He had 19 home runs in his senior year, if I can recall correctly. Last year he had 9 home runs. Takes that one inside for a strike count. Now 2 balls and 1 strike on Parsons. As Boone's trying to settle in here. Looking for his ender.
Boone has fallen behind 2-0 3 times here already, and he got one back there, but I think that'll be the obvious part of the game plan to adjust in the second inning, get ahead earlier.
Runner goes. Coutinho holds that one in for a strike. They'll let him take second base on defensive indifference. They're going across the diamond anyways for the out. 2-2 the count now with 2 away. Boone from the stretch, his 2-2 offering. Called strike 3. Parsons goes down looking, having words with the plate umpire Adam Sims, but Boone gets out of the jam. The leadoff home run is all the Panthers get. They strand a pair of base runners here in the first inning. There's the home run again by Yusiki Fujui. led off the ball game. A fastball just looked like it was up in the zone and a little too high up. Vittini wanted it a little lower, but it hung up in the zone, and Yosuke made him pay.
Either way, it's a nice job by Owen, even after the traffic filled up the bases after the fact, to get a couple strikeouts and get out of this inning for the Cardinals and give the bats a chance to get back in this one.
Exactly. We're looking at the lineup for your Hamilton Cardinals. Tyler Duncan will lead things off in center field. Jonathan Salazzo was batting second in the third base. Brandon Nicola is batting third. He's at shortstop. Josh Williams moves to the 4 spot tonight. He's the DH. Jaden Brown moves up the lineup to 5 in left field. Yoki Pena is in 6 in right field. Joe Vittini, the catcher, is batting 7th. Tanner Rempel is at 8th spot at first base, and Tommy Reyes-Cruz is at second base, batting in the 9th spot. He's taking on Andy Vargas of the Kitchener Panthers.
Yeah, Vargas, as you alluded to earlier, Neil, he's had some walk trouble so far in his IBL career. 7.20 ERA in 15 innings, 3 appearances, all of them starts, but 23 strikeouts. He's got the stuff, just can't command it the best all the time. And Vargas, as we said earlier as well, coming out of Cuba, one of the new Panther imports this year. Once again, 66 career appearances in the Cuban National Series.
You can it sounds loud coming out of the glove as it hits into Albira's glove here. It just sounds loud, so it's definitely got some zip to it. But interesting to see if he can control the baseball tonight and keep the walks down. As Tyler Duncan's going to lead things off here for the Cardinals in the home half of the first inning. Cardinals down 1-0 if you're just tuning in. Like we mentioned off the top of the inning, you see Fujui with the solo blast to start the ball game for the Panthers. Boone got a little bit more trouble, but got it out of the jam in the first half. The Panthers strand a pair of base runners. But Boone gets 3 punch-outs to get out of the inning.
If you've been following along this year, the Cardinals have had a different leadoff man, it feels like almost every game. They'll hit 1 through 9 no matter what, but they have yet to find the true prototypical leadoff man to stick in that spot this year. And now it's Tyler Duncan's turn.
As he watches this one again outside, and I think that's the book on everybody's is all using the same playbook against Tyler Duncan. Keep him outside.
Down and away, down and away, down and away.
Yep. He's going to have to make the adjustment, unfortunately, and just get used to hitting those things away here.
And I think he made some progress in that regard last year.
So pops this one in the air. Fujui gives it chase, but it's going to go out of play, and the count will be 1-1. In the at-bat on Duncan.
Hitters are smart. They know it's coming their way.
And we got the truck, so there's another one off the truck this year. Just another dent in the Cable 14 truck out there.
No one is safe down there.
No one is safe down there, no. Defensively for the Panthers, we got in left field, we got Cabrera, Penalwheeler in center field, Lawson in right, Fujui at third, Mandalay at shortstop, Powers at second base, and Parsons at first, Ibarra behind the plate for Andy Vargas. As Duncan works with a 1-2 count now.
Vargas's last start was last week, Thursday against Toronto. He took the loss, but it was a 7-inning effort. 5 runs, 4 earned.
Duncan hits a bullet up the middle there, and here we go. He's got his hit. The leadoff man aboard for the Cardinals. And Jonathan Salazzo will come to the plate. Likely going to take 1 or 2 here to, give Duncan a chance to go to second base, test Ibarra's arm here.
And what were you just talking about, Neil? Duncan being fed a steady diet of pitches down and away, and what can you do with those? Shoot them the other way.
Exactly.
And Duncan stays on that ball. He hasn't been chasing. He's been hitting the ball hard. He was 1 for 17 entering that at bat on the season, so he probably feels like he's on the schneid, but there wasn't too much different process-wise between this year and last year when he was...
No, it was just, sometimes they don't drop in.
It all evens out in this game.
And Salazzo takes a big hack at that first one from Vargas for strike 1.
Salazzo entering play today, hitting .263. Had a couple doubles on opening night, and the big home run last Saturday at Barrie, so no question he's been a key contributor, but he's popped up 25% of his batted balls, and he's tied for the highest chase rate on the team, so some things to iron out there for Salazzo.
Duncan with a good lead at first. He's on the move. Pitches upstairs, and Duncan slides underneath the tag. He's safe. Ibarra thought he had him. Pitch out was in there. But Duncan with the good wheels beats out the play and the throw.
Yeah, throw was definitely in time. If anything happened here, it would have been on the tag. Real close play as you get a look at our replay there. Bang,
Duncan
bang.
with the heads up. You're like, okay, the ball might beat me here, so I'm going to go to the other half of the bag here behind him and make him have to reach behind himself to apply that tag. That's some good base running.
Base running 101 there by Tyler, and we've seen him be a lot more aggressive in the season's early going. He had 2 steal attempts last Sunday versus Guelph, one of them successful, and there's another one right there. Salazzo, however, we were talking about the chase rate tempted by the off speed there from Vargas. He's got to stay within himself here with 2 strikes, even though Duncan is now in scoring position. Mandalay playing mind games with Duncan out there at second.
Salazzo goes swinging and misses that one. He's retired for the first out. Vargas gets another strikeout, his 24th of the season. Then I bring up the shortstop, Brandon Nickel.
Nickel is 3 for 13 in the season's early going, all singles. The baseball gods were not on his side last game. I don't know what he did last Sunday to make them mad at him, but
maybe he had French toast instead of pancakes. I don't know.
2 hard lineouts to center field that didn't fall. And then a hit by pitch.
So he watches that one inside for ball 1.
Talking to Nickel during batting practice today, and he said that was one of the worst hit by pitches he's felt in years. Got him right on the forearm, bruised up, swelled up immediately, but no worse for wear tonight.
Vargas looks back. Duncan at second base. His 1-0 offering. Swung on and missed by Nickel. Ibarra does a good job of keeping it in his equipment somewhere. Prevent Duncan from taking off.
And this is the fine line you walk with pitchers like Vargas, because we talk about the control issues that show up at times, but in the early going here in this one, the Cardinals have flailed at those secondary pitches down and away, out of the zone, giving Vargas the chase that he's trying to induce. It only makes it easier for him to keep doing the same thing.
Now misses upstairs for a ball. Count now 2-1. On Nickel. I don't love when the kids get into it.
Yeah, they're letting Vargas hear it, but he's doing a good job blocking it out so far.
2-1 offering. His line to left field. It's going to get down. Duncan on his horse, but he's going to run into the stop sign. Nichols reads with that one. He's going to take off to second. Ibarra does the wise thing and holds on to the baseball. A heads-up base running by Brandon Nickel. He takes another 90 feet on the throw home.
Gold star on both base runners there. Duncan did the wise thing and held up briefly because that ball was hit about medium speed. You're not sure if it's going to be caught out there, so he had to not run with complete reckless abandon, and then Nickel recognizing on the throw home that he could take second base and knock out the double play and give 2 runners in scoring position for Josh Williams here. That's good fundamental baseball by the Cardinals.
I think the base became dislodged at third base here.
Yep.
So we got a little bit of a delay.
Uh-oh. Nope, that's not what it is.
That's not it. That's not good.
Or
maybe it is.
Team trainer Carlo Cardelli just came out of the dugout along with Chris Piano to look at Tyler Duncan, but it looks like it's the base.
Yeah.
And not Tyler.
Thankfully. Because everybody's just going to believe it a little bit easier knowing it's the base the problem, not Duncan.
That was a stressful 5 seconds there.
I was like, no! Not a Galaxy, and I don't have to use the Vader scream in the first inning here. Come on.
Oh.
I guess we're not allowed to call it quote-unquote Disney Star Wars night. So
I think it's Cardinals at the Cosmos.
Cardinals at the Cosmos, yeah. So, you know, we also included the Trekkies and everybody else.
Yeah.
The Galaxy Questers and Battlestar Galactica, the whole bit.
Yeah.
Of course, the kids were getting their
light up glow sticks.
Light up glow sticks. Yes, we'll go that. That way don't get Lucasfilm won't come after us for, you know, whatever else.
Would have been a little too aggressive to give them all lightsabers.
Yeah.
Got to keep ourselves behaved here.
Yeah.
Not Chris Piano's got a new base.
There we go.
I don't know if I've seen that happen at Bernie Arbor recently, but Chris Piano was prepared.
Well, they have to, you know, I'm sure the juniors have their own bases. The seniors probably have their own too.
Went right to the office,
grab the other one off the desk.
Got a new third base.
Oh, now and Eric's bringing 2 more out in case they're, you know.
Oh,
we got spares. Yep. And there's the bases, you know, coming across, and here Duncan's coming into the base, and oh, it just popped.
Yep.
It blew a tire.
That's way too much movement there.
That thing blew a tire. Thankfully, it wasn't Duncan's tire.
Yeah, Duncan's lucky, too, because if you step on a loose base like that the wrong way,
oh, it's just awful.
Something bad could happen to you. And they're not going to take any chances with any of the other bases.
They're going to switch them all out now.
Going to go ahead and replace them all. That's about as much as you'll see of Cardinals owner Eric Spearin on the field.
Yep.
He's always mingling, and
he's usually down below here, you know,
day, but
in his own little office, where I guess it's not really his office, but he definitely does a lot of work downstairs.
Right now, though, he's
taking care of the bases,
making sure everything's all in order here. Vargas is going to throw some warm-up tosses, keep that arm going here.
Yeah. Umpire signaling this is not a mound visit. This is not anything else. Just, you know, this is letting Vargas get a couple more pitches because there was obviously a base delay. 1-0 is the score. If you're just tuning in, the Panthers, thanks to Yusiki Pajui with the leadoff home run, have the 1-0 lead, but the Cardinals are storming right back. Runners at second and third now. Only one away for Josh Williams coming up the plate. Duncan's at third, Nichols at second. And Josh Williams has been really hitting the ball pretty hard every time he's been up the plate here. Would love to put one in play here and cash at least one more in.
Yeah,
tie this ball game.
Williams hitting 188 in his 7 strikeouts, lead Cardinals hitters. But, like you said, he's been hitting the ball hard. His 4 RBI from opening night still lead the team.
Steps in and takes Vargas here. Vargas has a good look at Duncan at third. Williams with a big hack. He was definitely swinging for the fence there. Count is 0-1.
Williams is a 6'5" human skyscraper, and pitchers know it. Of all Cardinals hitters, he's seen fewer pitches in the strike zone than anybody else. Just 37%.
And look how far out they're sitting up here. Ibarra's almost in the other box. As Williams fouls that one away here.
And you can bet with Vargas on the mound and runners on base, that plan of attack is not changing.
Nope. Keep it away, keep it away, keep it away.
I think the whole league learned what happened when they throw Williams strikes after that home opener. He's not going to see too many more.
Nope. Ibarra again creeping out to the outside here. There he goes. 0-2 offering, swung on and missed by Williams. In the glove it goes of Ibarra. Williams on the punch out. 2 away now. And Jaden Brown, the left fielder tonight, will be the batter. 2 away.
Left fielder number 6, Jaden Brown.
So Owen Boone had multiple runners on with 1 out, and then struck out 2 batters. Vargas is halfway to matching that. He's got Williams, and we'll see what Jaden Brown can do here.
Vargas is offering. Is in there for a called strike on Brown.
Brown hitting .235 so far. He does have the highest hard hit rate on the team, though. He's been squaring a lot of them up.
That he has.
We saw him do it during the preseason, too. He had 2 hard singles last Sunday versus Guelph.
Would love to get one here as that one's on the other half. Ibarra tried to pull that one back in. He's pointing to his chest protector and telling his pitcher, that one's on me. Count 1-1 on Brown. Duncan still at third. Nickel at second, 2 away. Nickel has to dive back in, the shortstop with the decoy there. Well, somebody's going to be busy doing laundry tomorrow.
You know, Spani Penalve has been all over the place out there at short. He was trying to deke Duncan out earlier.
Brown hits this one off the base. It's going to be a hard play. Throw, a long throw is going to be a tie by Fajui. They get Brown at first. Cardinals strand a pair of base runners. They trail the Panthers 1-0 here at the home half of the first inning. Don't forget, fans, as we come back from after the break here, we got the All-Star game coming to Hamilton July 20th. Make sure you guys get your tickets
on the Hamilton Cardinals website.
Get your fan votes in too.
The 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com. Because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
Top of the second inning here on Cable 14, Neil Shrivastava with Matt Creeley. The Cardinals trailing the Panthers 1-0 here early as Owen Boone back out to work here. Trying to get his Cardinals bats back in a hurry.
Owen Boone hoping that this is a repeat of last week where the first inning was the longest and the most difficult.
We've got a lightsaber battle going on off to our left here too. Lightsaber jousting or?
Well, pool noodles, we're not that cool.
No. Pool noodles, yes. We're not savages. Of course, it looks like the team in here in yellow is, if I hear correctly, it's two of the grandsons of Larry Wood?
It was a team in red.
Team in red, okay.
Stepping up to the plate, right fielder number 4, Trent Lawson.
That home run hit by Yosuke Fuji in the first inning was just the second extra base hit Owen Boone has given up all year.
The other one was a home run as well. Actually, no.
Oh, no, I believe it was a double.
It was a double, that's right.
Hernandez.
The home run was in the 9th inning, that's right. The shock and awe was in the 9th inning. As Lawson shows bunt and takes strike one here to start the second inning.
Oh, do you know what, Neil? We're both wrong. The home run was in the 8th inning, and it was his third extra base hit.
Okay. That one swung on and missed here by Lawson. Came into action batting .428 on the season. Among the leaders in the league so far.
And yet it drew your ire that he was batting 7th.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Big swing and a miss. Lawson goes down on strikes. Boone has his 4th punch out here in the second inning.
Uh-oh. We've got a...
You got a pizza down?
Our pizza spear has malfunctioned. The top of the spear part fell off.
We can rebuild it. We shall rebuild it.
Do you think they know who's up to bat now, Neil?
I think they do, but I don't know why the kids are cheering for beer. Root beer. Yeah, sure. No problems.
Charlie Towers, tonight's beer batter. Of course, if he strikes out, that's Slogger Shed happy hour for the rest of the inning here at Bernie Arbor, one of the many fantastic game day promotions we've got on hand.
As Towers fouls that one off, evens the count at 1-1. Of course, next Friday night is Kojiko night here at the ballpark as well, so make sure you bring the family, guys. A lot of giveaways, lots of fun on the park as well, thanks to our friends at Kojiko Cable. I feel like I can wear my Cable 14 hat next weekend.
Just to be a contrarian?
Yeah. This is grounded right at Rempel. He'll take the ball himself, and there's 2 away, and a cheer of boos rained down as Charlie Towers did not strike out that time. 2 away now for Jamie Cabral, the left fielder.
Boone had already struck out the first 4, or rather his first 4 outs were obtained by a strikeout, so.
It's a lot of averages. You can't strike everybody out. Well, you can, but it's just not heard of.
They sure wish he could.
Yep. That one's in there, but misses for a ball. So it's plate umpire Adam Sims. 1 of 4 contests in the Anner County this evening. A full slate going on a Friday night. That one's fouled away on the bunt attempt by Cabral. Evens the count at 1-1. Toronto playing a very rare Friday night at home against the Guelph Royals tonight. They got fireworks after the game, so I'm kind of concerned about that because it's right downtown Toronto.
Yep. Hopefully nothing goes wrong there.
Hopefully not.
Hope it's not a WKRP in Cincinnati incident where, you know, I don't know if you've ever seen that episode or anything, but that's just like, oh my God, they're turkeys. Let's just say it wasn't a great radio promotion.
I haven't, but I am familiar with the show.
Yeah. That one's a called strike, and that one's in there. Count now 1-2 from Boone on Cabral.
And as we were talking about in the first inning with Boone's issues falling behind hitters, sometimes baseball when you're pitching is as simple as getting ahead in the count. Look what's happened to Boone this second inning.
Yep. 1-2 offering, swung on and missed. Boone gets another punch out. That's 5 strikeouts in the contest as Owen Boone is back to dealing his usual self here. The Cardinals will come to bat in the home half of the second inning, trailing the Panthers by 1.
Owen Boone, 5 of the 6 outs by the K. And the second inning was indeed much quicker and less troublesome than the first.
Yeah, definitely more Owen Boone-like, what I'm used to seeing from him on a Saturday afternoon in Guelph, or if you happen to make the way down to Friday nights in London as well.
Hopefully for the Cardinals, he got it all out of his system in that first inning.
Definitely can hope so, as Vargas is waiting for his catcher, Ibarra, to come in here and get his warm-ups going. And the kids have all taken their mass exodus from the stands to line up here. There you go, slow motion view of the strikeout here.
High and outside heat there from Owen Boone. Cabral didn't stand a chance swinging under that one.
Well, Cabral went back to the dugout and probably went, well, okay, yeah, this is what he's bringing tonight. This is what all the words we've heard, all the rumors we've heard about Mr. Boone and what his stuff is like. So he gets high fives from his teammates as he goes back to the dugout. Cardinals will send up Pena, Vittini, and Tanner Rempel due up in the inning. 6, 7, 8 in the Cardinals' orders.
Yoki Pena's got quite the batting line this early season. A lot of 4s, 2s, and 1s. You ready for this one? He's hitting .214 and he's slugging .214 because he hasn't got an extra base hit yet, but .421 on base percentage thanks to all those walks.
All those walks, yeah, and of course, he's definitely one of those guys that he is probably the most patient guy at the plate for the Cardinals. He watches every pitch all the way into the catcher's glove.
Yeah, he had a career on-base percentage north of 400 during his time in rookie ball in the Colorado Rockies system. And that was a long time ago, 2019, but it's still a part of his game.
You say it like he's old. He's not even that old.
Well, I just got to make sure I keep myself on my toes here because 2019 feels so recent and vivid in my head.
Actually, but you got to think about it.
6 years ago.
6 years. Takes that one inside from Vargas to start the at-bat. Count 1-0. Panthers leading this one 1-0 here in the home half of the second inning. A solo blast in the first inning.
Pena smoked one last Saturday at Barrie. It would have been a moonshot if it was fair, but it went just foul down the right field line.
That one's in there for a strike, says the plate umpire. Evens the count at 1-1.
Pena also has the highest rate of pulled fly balls on the team, so he's getting him in the air out to right field, just not quite enough to hit him out yet.
It's a gust of wind in his favor once in a while. Lined up the middle off the glove of Varga. It's going to go through for a base hit, and Pena has got the leadoff man aboard here once again for the Cardinals.
Nice piece of hitting by Pena. Took that one right back where it came from. And
not sure if it went off his foot or if it went off the mound. We'll have to see if we get the replay up here in a second. But yeah, it was definitely well hit and just redirected past the glove of the second baseman.
Well, anytime you can scald one on the ground here, we'll get a good look at it. Anytime you can scald one off the mound, it could create all sorts of trouble for the infield. Outside fastball, looks like it hit off the mound.
Yep, just off the mound there. Enough to redirect past the diving second baseman. That one's in there for strike one on July Vittini. 7-11 batting now. The runner at first.
Vittini 2 for 17 so far this season, 6 strikeouts to 4 walks, and both those hits were extra base hits off of Frank Garces.
A big home run in the 8th inning. Sorry,
7th.
Seen a lot of baseball since then.
Yeah. Outside paint from Vargas so far to jump out 0-2. Bettini, as a catcher, he's very disciplined. He won't swing at everything, even if it's a strike. And Vargas using that to his advantage to paint the outside corner there, jump ahead 0-2.
Bettini working with a 1-2 count in his favor now. Vargas takes a little time here, readjusts himself on the mound. Bettini hits this one on the hole. It's going to go off the glove of the third baseman, and everybody will be safe on the infield. Likely we scored a base hit, I'm guessing, as Nate behind us agrees in there, and it says with an emphatic yes.
Yeah,
July Bettini's got a single. Tough play by the third baseman here. Has to go to his left to get this baseball in, and took a weird hop just off the glove there.
Yeah, we've seen for both sides that the hard ground balls have been proven to be tough on the left side of that infield. If you hit it hard enough and it bounces funny enough, that's, again, why they say just put it in play.
Is Tanner Rempel back in the lineup after missing the last couple of games with a little bit of a hamstring issue from what I've heard?
Yeah, hamstring tightness suffered on opening night, and Tanner was telling me during batting practice too that he was sick as a dog earlier this week.
Oh, jeez. Good thing I didn't go to say hi.
Yeah. He's back now, though. Says he feels good, better than he has all season.
Shows bunt here as he's just trying to get the runners in scoring position, let somebody else do something. Throw back down there, and Ibarra almost caught somebody napping. Vargas didn't like the fact he threw the bunt down. Threw it almost at him.
Yeah, that's one way to keep a guy in check. I've never seen that much up and in on a bunt.
I don't think it was intentional. I know he was trying to bring it inside, but I don't think he wanted to go that far inside.
Tanner also telling us before the game that he's got some new batting gloves. Hoping that'll snap his 0-for-5 to start the season. And what's the conversation out here?
Check swing appeal.
I guess those are always different on bunts.
Yep.
There's a lot going on that play with the snap throw back to second from Ibarra.
It's more of a self-defense, get out of the way. I wasn't trying to swing, coach. I would have pulled it back, but I had to duck. Squares around again. Ibarra throws it down to second base again and almost gets Pena on the tail.
That one was closer than the first one.
Yoki might want to take a step back this time, especially if Rempel squares around again.
I don't know if he's trying to get to lure Ibarra to throw it into center field or something, but
the center fielder is definitely creeping in here too, so they definitely have a play on.
What a strange at bat so far. You ever seen back-to-back snap throws to second when the hitter's showing?
Not usually, no.
That's baseball.
First base maybe, but not second. As Rempel hits this one high in the air, center fielder is going to have a beat on it. He'll make the catch. Stutter step at second to draw a throw, see what kind of arm he's got out there. One away as Rempel's retired on the F8. And Tommy Reyes-Cruz will be the batter now. What a welcome change and a welcome surprise Tommy Reyes-Cruz has been so far for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he's hit safely in every game so far. Felt like he was the only hitter with a ton of fight in him last Sunday, even when the Cardinals got down versus Guelph. He had an RBI single. He's got 3 ribbies now on the season. He's just been a contact machine so far this year. Rempel there got into a 2-0 fastball count, and he got a fastball, but it was a little too high.
Yeah,
popped it straight up.
Got a little too much underneath it. Tommy Reyes-Cruz knew that was a strike as soon as it was out of the hand. And then the glove of Ibarra.
Tommy's hitting 353 now. This hasn't been just flash in the pan.
No, this is a guy that, he's a veteran guy in this league, knows this league very well, and came here because he wants to win.
He hit 288 in his rookie season with the London Majors, so he's done this sort of thing before.
It's within the dirt, and good stop by Ibarra prevents the runners from going to third and second. One away in the Cardinals' home half of the second inning. They trail the Panthers 1-0.
Did they just call Reyes-Cruz for a swing on that?
Okay.
Is that what I saw correctly?
I don't think it was, but
third base umpire Kinnear made the out gesture.
They appealed down? Like
I don't know.
Color me confused.
I don't know if he was referencing something else, but Kinnear clearly made the out symbol.
As Reyes Cruz hits it on the left field line, it's going to go out of play and foul.
Well, either way, there's 2 strikes now. So
there you are, no harm, no foul now.
Thanks, Tommy, for making that easier for all of us.
Yep. 1-2 the count now. 2-1 away here. It's Reyes Cruz, the 9 batter tonight. Love to set the table for Duncan.
I'd have to see replay to confirm. I'm not sure, but perhaps a couple pitches ago, I thought that pitch might have bounced 3 bar and hit the umpire, and that's why it died there in the catcher's spot. Who knows if that didn't happen? Could have gone back to the backstop, and the Cardinals.
Unfortunately, we didn't get that one in the truck, which is very rare for these guys.
Well, hey, I don't blame them. It was just a ball in the dirt.
Yeah. That one misses outside. Count now 2-2 on Reyes Cruz. Sorry, we got Brendan all stressed out now down in the truck. Way to go, Matt.
Never a dull moment here at Cable 14. I'm just keeping you on your toes down there.
Reyes Cruz hits this one off the end of the bat at the first base side. He's going to do the job and move the runners around. And he'll try to avoid the tag very sheepishly. 2 away now for Tyler Duncan, and runners at second and third. Duncan singled his last time up to start the ball game.
Yeah, the Cardinals would love another one of those here. They are 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position so far. They've stranded 2 in scoring position already. It was second and third in the first inning as well.
Interesting to see what they do here with Duncan. Are they going to go back to the same plan they did in the first inning and just sit him away here after he lined that one past the shortstop?
Well, if I'm Vargas, the way the first at-bat went against Salazzo, I wouldn't mind the idea of pitching around Duncan and seeing if you can get a similar result. But Salazzo is a veteran hitter in this league, and I'm sure that if he's attacked with off-speed pitches down and away again, he'll know what to do this time.
As Duncan gets a hold of this one into the right field line, and it's going to leave the yard. Tyler Duncan is on the home run total, and the Cardinals now lead this one 3-1.
Well, hey, maybe they should have pitched around him.
Maybe they should have. Maybe they got to listen to you more, Matt. Maybe they got to listen.
Tyler Duncan wasting no time. We were talking extensively about how much he's been pitched around last year and this year. But he jumps all over that one. His first home run here at Bernie Arbor in almost a year, since last June. Vargas tried to bend that slider down and in and get Duncan to chase on the first pitch, but he leaves it right in that lefty wheelhouse.
Right over the Little Caesars sign. I guess they wanted to go hot and ready in a hurry.
Right in that down and in corner in the strike zone, and lefties aren't going to miss that. A slider from a righty that stays right there.
Yep. And now the conductor, you can just see on his face, he's dialed in more. Ibarra sets up on the outside half again. That one's in there for a called strike as it cut across the plate at the last moment here.
And of all the lefties who aren't going to miss that pitch, Duncan least of all.
Yep.
Gave that one a ride.
Salazzo's definitely got the look of conviction tonight. That one misses low for a ball. Ibarra tried to pull that one back up. As you see, the catchers have definitely switched their approach. They used to pull those things all over the place. Now they bring it upwards.
Salazzo, as we know, is one of the nicest guys in the league, but man, that is a 1,000-yard stare from the batter's box. Cannot be easy as a pitcher.
No. It's almost like the Dave Stewart opposite thing from way back in the 90s when he was with the Oakland Athletics and then the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
It used to give me nightmares. Salazzo goes swinging, and the Cardinals are done here in the second inning. But the damage has been done as Tyler Duncan lights up the lights here. And the Cardinals now lead this one 3-1. So we'll take a brief pause and say hello to our friends at Armstrong Bird Food.
Sometimes the littlest things can make the biggest difference. Like nature brightening your day. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong Bird Food. Feeding Cardinals since 1986.
Top of the third inning here on Cable 14. Neil Shirwaswa, Matt Creeley on the call with you as the Hamilton Cardinals have taken the lead over the Kitchener Panthers thanks to Tyler Duncan. And it's my favorite part of the night. Of course, you see they're coming out in droves once again. Emily, the Pied Piper to the Hammer Town, is welcoming all the kids. Of course, it's Denninger's kids run the bases here in the top of the third inning. Curious to see if my daughter, Sam, has decided to do it or not. I guess she opted not to do it tonight, which is okay. Wasn't exactly in the best of attire.
Neil, you would know your daughter better than anyone else, but I wouldn't blame you if you couldn't spot her out there. There's so many of them.
No, she's not out there. She's over here. I can see her. Just poked her head around.
Okay.
Yep. And there's the home run by Duncan, and the difference in this ball game here. He just got one in the lower half of the zone and absolutely parked it over the Little Caesars sign in right field.
Yeah, most baseball broadcasts anywhere, they'll tell you that down and into a lefty is not where you want to throw if you're going to leave it over the plate.
Nope. That was a mistake Vargas will definitely want back at some point in this contest, as Owen Boone now has a lead here, which makes him twice as deadly.
Duncan going above and beyond there, of course, with runners on second and third. Vittini and Pena are not slow. He could have just merely found some grass with the bloop single, and the Cardinals would have still had the lead, but decided to make it worth his while up there and go deep for his first home run of the season.
Yeah, Boone will come to action here in the third inning now with a 3-1 lead and 5 strikeouts to his name already, so looking for more. He'll be facing the top of the Cardinals, or the Panthers order here to start the third inning. Fujui, who homered in the first inning. Manduli and Penavella due up.
Unfamiliar territory for Owen Boone, pitching with the lead. The game against Brantford, I'm not sure exactly what the circumstances were off the top of my head, but that was pretty back and forth and a bunch of tied scores. He only pitched 4 innings, and then last week against Barrie, he only had the lead for 1 inning. The Cardinals took until the 7th inning to break the scoreless tie.
And they came out for the 8th, and I was like, I think he wanted to go to the 9th, but I think there was other plans out there. But again, he was out. I believe he's at the 100 pitch mark at that point too. So it's like you don't want to gas him at this point.
Still too much baseball left, especially in the coming weeks. All these rainouts, the Cardinals have had 4 already.
Yeah, the Cardinals have not had luck as far as rainouts go.
And to be fair, the rest of the league hasn't really either, but 3 of them are on the schedule here for the next 2 weeks as make-up games.
We're going to be busy.
Yeah, the first one of them being Sunday night, of course.
Against Chatham-Kent, 6:30 start on that contest. Little odd start time on a Sunday, but I guess the baseball diamond was in use in the afternoon.
I think part of it, too, is that Chatham has to travel far, and they play on the Saturday.
Yeah, they do. This one's chopped, but it's Salazzo unable to come. We would have just died of the high chopper here. Got the glove on it, but it was not going to have a play anyways. And
so Yosuke Fuji.
Waiting for the official scorer's call on that one.
Yeah. Fuji is 2 for 2 so far, and he reached base about 2 most polar opposite ways you possibly can. A rocket to right field for a home run his first time, and then that time a check swing chopper to third. May as well have been a swing.
Swing almost. It was like, oh, I'm going to swing at this, and no, I didn't want to, but I still did.
And both go as a yes in the hit column.
Yep.
So
help his average here. Official scorer gave it a hit, so yes, he's 2 for 2 in the contest.
We're talking about Salazzo and his trouble timing up grounders so far, and not sure there's much he could have done on that one, though, in fairness.
The truck is not agreeing with that call. The truck does not have the ability to override that call, though. Nor do I.
We're all powerless, Neil.
Nope. The man behind us has the power, and he's saying it's a hit, so we're going with that. All hail Nate.
I don't disagree. I mean, Salazzo really had to come in for that.
I don't think if he gets the glove on it, I don't think he has a play either.
Yeah. It's such a sharp angle to throw up to first base, too.
If he tries to throw it, he's going to probably hit Boone in the back or something with anyways where he was going for it.
So you want to be an official scorer.
Good luck. I don't miss those days. I don't miss those, questionable calls. We don't get the luxury of like they do in the majors and everything else, 3 different replays.
Yeah.
It's got to be an immediate reaction. It's a knee-jerk reaction and go, okay, well, does he have a play on this? Is the ground soft? Who was running? Lots of questions, only one answer. Spoon works with a 1-2 count here.
This one's lined up the middle. Nickel with a great stop. Flip to second, gets one. On to first, but not in time. But Brandon Nickel with a great stop and an even better flip to get that ball to Tommy Reyes-Cruz.
Yeah, even though they only got the one out, that is an unbelievable play by Brandon Nickel.
He hit the air brakes, full pump.
That ball was hit hard up the middle, as you can see on the replay here. The slide and the backhand, one fell swoop.
That's why you go and get a guy like that.
Yeah, Reyes-Cruz made a good throw to first base too. Just late, but shortstop wasn't Nickel's primary position at Southern Arkansas this past year. He played slightly more second, but he is familiar with the position, and he showed it there.
Great stop by Bettini there to keep the runner at first. So Dias is inside, and Bettini with the good read off that pitch from Boone.
And with Raquelman DeCastro injured, of course, defense up the middle was something that the Cardinals are looking to address, and Nickel impressing.
This one's driven into right field. Pena will take it on the bounce. Be runners at first and second for the Panthers with one away. Here you go. Look, one more look at that replay on Brandon Nickel here. Almost double play here as Nickel. Shot by our camera person, Lauren, behind us here, and she's doing a great job all year long. She keeps us on our toes, and there she is on camera. Take a little bow there, Lauren. Thanks for making us look so good up here.
Shout out, Lauren. The prime view of Brandon Nickel's Gold Glove defense there.
That one misses outside. Count 1-0 on Junior Ibarra. Of course, you've been on the IBL website. There was a great article by Carlos Verde and an interview with Ibarra. Very candid interview. He hasn't been home in 2 years and everything else. He misses his kids. His kids have never seen him play baseball because he's been up here.
That's a harsh reminder of the reality sometimes of being a ball player in an independent league like this, especially in import.
Yeah. Oh, it's just the Cuban government pretty much said he can't go home.
Yeah.
So now he's trying to get his family up here.
The human element should never go unnoticed this game.
That one gets through the wickets of Bertini, and everybody's going to move up to 90 feet here. He slips on the grass. It's not raining or anything. It's just definitely the wildfire effect in the air. But it is overcast.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to, but then you got to remind yourself, wait, no.
No, it's not. It's not supposed to rain. It's not going to rain. It's just not going to happen.
It's just the wildfire smoke. And on the field here, Owen Boone has runners at second and third, and I wouldn't say he's exactly deserving of that fate, but a check swing bunt there, and then a bloop single by Mandalay, or excuse me, Penalve,
yeah.
And then pass ball there by Bettini.
That one's in there for a strike on Ibarra. The count now 3-1.
Cardinals are in some trouble here, and I know Arthur Carrera has pop, and Parsons has been a good hitter in this league for a couple of years now, but given the base out state right now, I don't exactly mind the idea of giving Ibarra first base and putting that double play in order.
This one's chopped at the shortstop. Nickel up with it. He'll throw to first. Everybody has to hold. There's two away now. Infield will take a few more steps back onto the edge of the grass here for Arthur Carrera with two away. They know they've got to go across the diamond with the baseball anyways.
Of course, that's a pretty good result too, as you'll see on the replay here. Boone runs that fastball up and in on Ibarra. Not much he could do with that. Couldn't get his hands extended too well, and much easier play for Brandon Nickel that time. So Carrera's going to get another chance with runners in scoring position here. He
takes strike one. Didn't trust his hands on that one, but the umpire still says, yeah, that was a strike. Falls behind the count 0-1.
Carrera was the second of Boone's strikeout victims in the first inning.
He takes a big hack at that one, and Boone's going hunting here.
Yeah, starting in the second inning, Boone started to get swings and misses on that fastball in the zone.
Yeah,
Got
the
another
first
one
inning
there.
is just him trying to figure out where the umpire's strike zone is, too. Just, okay, how far can I go out with this pitch? That one's in there for a called strike 3. Coore knew it. Boone gets another punch out, and that's 6 on the day for Owen Boone.
Of course, a called strike on a fastball is good, too. That one froze Coore at the knees. And I'm sure Boone wasn't too stressed about how that inning had gone with, once again, the soft contact and all, but gets himself out of the jam.
Got himself out of the jam, that's for sure. Cardinals leading this one 3-1 now. He's taking a little breather down there, having some conversations, probably have himself a drink. Maybe some bubble gum, some sunflower seeds. I'm not sure what he does between innings, but whatever it does, keep doing it. Because it seems to be working.
I'm not sure if Owen's one of those starters that you don't talk to on game day, starting pitchers and how routine-oriented they are, and he's a competitive guy. He's really humble, easy to talk to, but, you try and stay
in all
out
the
of his
years
way.
I've faced him in various places, I've never actually said hello to him in person. He was on the broadcast last Friday night and everything else. We couldn't hear him, unfortunately, so it was just like, I had no idea what he was saying. So it was unfortunately, but that just happens, and that's live. That's the joys and curse of the live TV. Sometimes things work, sometimes things don't work, and well, that was one of those opportunities where it didn't work. So poor Reed had to just interview him. We couldn't hear what he was saying, so we had to keep the questions very specific, okay, and then move him along. Now Vargas will go back to work here. He'll be facing Brandon Nickel, Josh Williams, and Jaden Brown here in the home half of the third inning as the Cardinals lead this one 3-1 on Cable 14. I'm Neil Sherwassa, Matt Creedley, and filling in for the unavailable Reed Duffy this evening. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's just Reed just having a well-deserved break, hopefully.
Stepping up to the plate, shortstop number 32, Brandon Nickel.
Brandon Nickel singled his first time up. We were talking about how the baseball gods were not kind to him last Sunday with those 2 hard lineouts and the hit by pitch, and right on cue, he knocks a grounder through the hole into left field.
We got to will it into existence sometimes from up here. We've seen it go against us in our favor, so we got to will it into existence once in a while in our favor. First pitch from Vargas misses upstairs for ball 1. As we mentioned, it's one of 4 games in the Intercounty this evening. In Brantford, the Brantford Red Sox leading the Chatham Kent Barnstormers 2-0 early. Barrie and London are scoreless. And it's 6-6 in the Guelph Royals and Toronto Maple Leaf games on fireworks night on a Friday night in Toronto. So I think there's enough fireworks going on at Dominico Field as it is.
Nothing new there at Dominico Field as Nickel pops out there for out number 1.
One away now for Josh Williams, who struck out in the first inning. Coming to bat here, looking to even up the count here. Both teams with 5 hits so far in the contest. Williams with a big hack again. Ibarra setting up way outside for Williams.
Yeah, first pitch change up there from Vargas is not surprising, especially given how the last at-bat went for Williams.
Yep. He's setting up. He is in the other box. Williams chases that one again. And quickly the count is 0-2.
Josh isn't here to take walks, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind going back in time and taking 1 or 2 of those there.
Yep. Vargas, this 0-2 offering. Misses outside and upstairs for a ball. 1-2 now. Textbook, I'm going to waste this pitch here. 2-1. 1-2 the count now. That one misses low and inside on Williams. Runs the count to 2-2.
Greg Maddux, one of the best starting pitchers of all time, said he always hated the idea of wasting a strike 2 pitch. Why not go after him?
Yep. Well, Maddux used to throw like 75 pitches of the ball game.
That's true. That is. You have to remember who that's coming from, but
not all of us can do that, Greg. Some of us have to work on it.
There's expanding the zone, though, and there is wasting. There is a difference.
As Williams has now worked this count to full at 3-2. Vargas gets the sign, 3-2 offering. It's driven by Williams into right field. That's going to go off the fence, off the Little Caesars hot and ready sign. And Williams thought it was in there. He's going to be up there with a stand-up double, though. There we go. He's stirring the drink at second base. Cardinals have got a base runner with one away.
Yeah, we're talking about what happens when you throw Williams strikes, and, well,
Vargas didn't have a choice.
That wasn't even that bad of a pitch.
No.
I mean, it was in the zone, but still down and away, but he went with the fastball, and Williams had been swinging and missing at the changeup and the slider earlier in this game, but he gives that one a ride to his power alley out in right center. That's where you'll see them go if he can connect with one in the zone. And Tyler Duncan hitting one over it. Williams hitting one off of it on a few bounces. The Cardinals making good use of that Little Caesars sign so far.
Good bullseye out there. Jaden Brown hits another liner up the middle. Williams is going to make the turn. He's going to get the hold here. And probably for wisely, as Williams is...
Yeah, got to keep him healthy.
Yep.
He's given Luis Bernardo a big hug of appreciation down there at third base.
Probably, thank you. Don't make me run home.
Another absolute scorcher by Jaden Brown, as you're about to see on replay here.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a guy in this league that hits the ball harder than he does.
Yeah, and once again, Vargas, not exactly a bad pitch there. That was pretty clearly out of the zone, down and in, but Brown stayed on it. Maybe there's something about the way that slider moves that makes it easy to pick up on the inner half, because that one was just a couple inches off the dirt, and Brown stayed with it and absolutely scorched it into center field.
With one away, Junior Ibarra calling the defense, telling them who's covering where on this play. Should Brown take off to second base? As Yoki Pena now the batter. Just one away here in the Cardinals' third inning. They lead in this one 3-1. Pena watches that one coming in at the eye level here. A little up close and personally, bails out there for ball one.
Pena with a base hit to right his first time up. The Cardinals will have another one of those here.
Calls time, steps out of the box to readjust himself there. That one's in there for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, Pena tried to let it fly on 1-0 there, but
see Parsons pointing at the pitcher saying, yeah, do you want me here? Do you want me there? Maybe just reminding him, hey, I'm not covering this thing. I'm breaking as soon as you throw that pitch.
Pena is a lefty and he's got decent speed, but the ground ball is in order here for Kitchener.
That one misses upstairs again. Now count 2-1.
And here you're seeing the effects of the Cardinals' work in the offseason. You've got first and third with one out, and then you've got Pena and Vittini, two of the most passive guys on the team. They're not going to, even if they are going to do damage, they're not going to keep your pitch count down, that's for sure. And Vargas is going to have to fight through here.
Fouls that one.
Might have got a piece of it, or either way, it's in the glove of Ibarra for strike two.
Yep.
So there's a clear pattern this at-bat so far. High fastball take, fastball down and away, swing and a miss. And then the same thing again over the next two pitches. We'll see what Vargas goes with here, pitch 5.
That barrel was set up right on the inside there, too.
After the pickoff move.
They're trying to bust Pena inside, but they've been going away on everybody else. But Pena, they're trying to go on in his hands here.
Well, after going away for those two swinging strikes earlier, they're probably trying to change the looks here.
Yeah. See if we'll chase something else. Vargas, 2-2 offering on its way momentarily. Pena hits this one in the air, but it's going to go foul and out of play. And we'll do it again at 2-2.
Ramon Sanchez on the top step of the Cardinal dugout trying to give his friend Pena some words of encouragement here. There are the boys, as you can see, all decked out in their retro Redbirds jerseys.
Very slick. Pena swings and misses. He goes down on strikes. Not happy with himself. Thought about throwing the bat, then realized maybe I don't want to do that.
It hasn't been all that unkind to him this year. He's still had a net positive season at the plate, even with that strikeout, but that is a huge out there to get for Vargas. Trying to prevent any further damage here. He pulled the string on Pena there and did a good job of it. That changeup was right in the lower middle part of the zone, but it was not what Pena was sitting on. He swung through it early. And now it'll be up to Vittini to try and drive one in or otherwise continue the inning here for the Cardinals.
Outfield being reminded nothing behind you here with 2 away. Vittini hits the first offering he sees, but it goes foul and on a play for strike 1.
We've talked extensively on this broadcast before, Neil, about Vittini's rather unique swing mechanics and his batting stance. And another fun thing I noticed about his batting stance today during BP, and you can see it again here today, I don't know if anybody on the Cardinals stands as far back in the box as he does.
No, he's like,
lets it travel.
He's almost at the back line. It was only if you play the ever classic RBI baseball, it's like the back line you play against when your buddies are throwing curveballs at you.
Yeah.
That one's foul the way.
Vittini just missed that one.
Wonder if I've got to talk to at Cable 14 to get on that retro game time. I know they had the Cardinals on last year. Of course, I was not available at that point. But yeah, I would have loved to play that one. That was fun. There we go. I asked the right question. I got the right answer. I got an invite. There we go.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Now I got to ask, which games are we playing? Do I get to choose the game, or is it selected for me? Do I have to prep for this thing?
If it's RBI baseball, I like your odds.
16-bit consoles. Okay, well, we got to go Ken Griffey. We got to go. Tom Lewis sort of baseball on the Sega Genesis, definitely. As the runner goes on the pitch.
Vittini is all over Andy Vargas right now.
Oh, I guess we all got the invite. He's coming on, so are you. There you go.
Well, how about that?
There you go. Well, son, you better get used to your retro gaming because you're going down.
I don't like my chances.
I think we got to bring out an old school hockey just for Reader because yeah, the games are well. You probably weren't alive when those games came out either. So television baseball. Okay, there we go. Maybe an Atari, but that's not 16-bit. Maybe hardball. That was
gotta get back to basics here.
Yeah. A button, B button. That's all you need to know. For you, as a Genesis controller, it's a C button. But that's all right.
It's a far cry from the ridiculous joystick movement you have to do to throw a splitter on MLB The Show now.
Don't even get me started on that swing control, that pitch thing. So it's lined by Vittini. It's going to get through. That's going to score another run. Runners going first to third here. And the Cardinals make it a 4-1 ball game. On the single by July Vittini. 7-11 comes through once again.
What an at-bat by Vittini. We mentioned how he was all over Vargas. Just missed a couple on the foul ball, and as you can see there, stays right on top of the off-speed pitch down and away, and does exactly what Tyler Duncan did with it in the first inning and shoots it the other way for a line drive base hit. This one scores a run. It'll be men on the corners with 2 outs, and anytime you have a guy fouling pitches right back to the screen really hard, that's how you know he's just missed them.
Yep.
He let Vargas get away with a hanging breaking ball earlier in that at-bat. He caught up to a fastball down, just shot it back to the screen, so he was on it. He swung it every 2-strike pitch he got, fouled off the pitches he had to foul off, and then shoots that one into right for his 3rd hit of the young season.
We're only in June, and July is already heating up.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to say that one.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say how long he had that one locked up for.
A few days.
It just writes itself with Vittini, and what an early impression he has made on his new ball club here on both sides of the ball.
And he has Tanner Rempel now. He popped up in the last time up. We're looking to extend this inning here.
I'm not sure if we'll see it in this situation, but he can run too. You've seen that, especially for a catcher.
4-1 the score now if you're just tuning in. Rumpel hits this one in the air, got underneath this one again. Center fielder is backpedaling a little bit. He's still going back. He's going to make the catch. Penaville makes the catch to end the inning, but the Cardinals strike for another run and lead this one 4-1 as we take a quick pause in the action here on Cable 14.
Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com. Because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
Friday night as Friday Night Baseball is on the air again. Cardinals leading this one 4-1 over the Panthers. Owen Boone back out there hunting for more strikeouts. We got to shout out our friend Dan Dominguez, who's watching at home. He's watching on Cable 14 now, and he's supposed to watch the other games in the IBL. He's got quite the setup going on. He's got 4 screens going on, including a laptop.
Yeah, for those of you watching at home, you can't see it, but imagine having 4 screens in front of you and an IBL game on every single one. That is the definition of locked in.
He's got me beat. I usually only have 3. So he's got me beat. I watched way too much baseball from home last year. It's not the same.
No, it is not. We're glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back. Because that one's fouled off by Parsons and Boone ahead of the count at 0-1. I definitely think the first inning was kind of he was not quite feeling it, hasn't quite got the feet underneath now. Second inning, it was definitely more Owen Boone-like. Third inning, definitely more Boone-like. Now he's back out here in the 4th inning getting ahead and trying to stay ahead here on these hitters.
Well, what you were saying earlier about the first inning being his toughest inning, that is tracked in all 3 games so far now. And each time he's come out of it and put it behind him and mowed them down 2, 3, 4. Looking for the same here tonight.
Pops this one up by Parsons. Oh, Bettini's going to give a chase, but it's going to be a souvenir in the stands here and some people ducking and my dog looking out at there going, baseball? Nope.
Ball?
Well, yeah.
The official Bernie Arbor press box weather forecast was calling for hail for a second there, but it drifted slightly to our right.
We're going to have to bring the gloves out one of these nights just to make sure.
I'm not sure how the angles would work. That netting's up pretty good. And
we've seen them come up through here, though.
We've got a good overhang.
They've gone up and over. As Parsons goes down and yet another punch out for Boone. 1 away now here in the 4th inning. That's my maths off. I believe that's 7.
You can't keep up with them. There's too many strikeouts for any of us to handle.
Yep.
Except Little Caesars.
If we had the K signs, we'd be running in halfway out of them by the 7th inning. So he goes back to work here. That one misses for a ball. Boone falls behind the count at 1-0 on Trent Lawson. Lawson entered play tonight in the 7-hole, batting .428 on the season. He went struck out second. He hits this one foul. No home runs, 3 RBIs on the year so far for Lawson, but a welcome surprise and a great addition for this Panthers lineup. Of course, you think about their outfit the last. Yeah, it's Charlotte's birthday, Eric Spear's daughter.
I believe that's in a couple days.
Yep.
What a pick by Rempel, wow.
Yep. I know we got her little care package. Jenny loves to do that sort of thing for her, so.
Yeah.
Some accessories to go for her hair and some other things. I'm not spoiling whatever. I'm not sure what else is in the bag. I know there's a little bag I had to carry up to the car tonight, so it's like, okay, cool. Two away now.
Guess who's stepping in, Neil? Charlie Towers.
Charlie Towers, little CT.
He, in case you couldn't tell, he's the beer batter.
He is the beer batter, and that's why the kids are up on their.
Towers, the standout at Humber College. He played for the Toronto Maple Leafs last year. 1-for-1 trade for Spencer Ross.
In the offseason, that's a good trade, actually.
I think it kind of helps both sides. Ross is a good, patient hitter at the plate, too. He'll be here next week with the Maple Leafs.
That was in there for a called strike, and they're down to 2 strikes. And this cheer from these kids is going to get an awful lot louder here with 2 strikes, as they're right here on camera as well in front of us.
Towers was the one that Toronto Maple Leafs Ayami Sato struck out for her first career IBL strikeout.
That curveball.
They're hoping for another one here.
Fouls the way to stay alive at 1-2.
You think they want to see Towers strike out?
I think they do. I think they're a little more excited by the camera right now, but they're still cheering for beer.
Well, that's why they're on there.
Poor camera person has to bail out in a hurry. Security, you need some backup.
We got to do some sort of survey at the end of the season with how loud the fans have been enthusiastic with 2 strikes on the beer batter. Would you rather bat in the bottom of the 9th in Game 7? Or would you rather be the beer batter at Bernie Arbor Memorial Stadium?
Towers bails out here if the kids came to come back downward of his right now. O2 offering from Boone once again. Is fouled down the line and is grabbed by Rempel. He'll take the play himself in fair territory. Towers once again disappoints the Cardinals faithful here in the top of the 4th inning. No strikeout, no beer for you. You can go buy one, it's just not discounted. As Boone now settles back in again. And Andy Vargas will go back out the hill here in the home half of the 4th inning. Cardinals up 4-1, over the Panthers. There's the birthday girl on Sunday. There's Hannah.
And Anna Spearin. The brains behind the operation here at Bernie Arbor, and daughter Charlotte, birthday coming up on Sunday.
Yep.
They never schedule the games on Charlotte's birthday, and why would you?
I know.
It's got to have that day, but I believe both of the past 2 years it's rained and we've had to do a makeup game on that day anyway.
Exactly. It's happened 2 years now. Vargas goes back to work here. The mistake to Duncan in the 2nd inning, the 3-run homer. And the Cardinals just rallying with 2 outs to get that 4th run across in the home half of the 3rd inning. Panthers led this one 1-0 on just one batter into this thing.
You know what a nice touch has been, Neil, about this Cardinals and the Cosmos night? And I'm not sure if you picked up on this, but you're not going to forget it now. Every song that has played has been something sky, space, stars related. We've got some sweet Norman Greenbaum on right now, Spirit in the Sky. We had Starman by David Bowie playing during batting practice.
That we did. I was like, I was digging the track tonight. I was like, yeah, this is nice. I'm going to have to get this playlist for home.
The Cardinals at the Cosmos playlist, where any stars, space, or sky themed song is going to be included. We're on brand here.
I was looking through my closet going, I'm very disappointed. The only thing I have is a Mandalorian shirt. I couldn't wear it tonight because it's a t-shirt. It's not a golf shirt or anything like that. I was like going, I don't really have any space-themed things.
Well, and I'm sure Cable 14 appreciates your desire to dress nice for the occasion, Friday Night Baseball.
Well, one of these nights I'm going to have to, outdo Emily as far as an outfit. I'm not sure when night that's going to be.
Good luck with that.
I know, but I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to make it my goal this year. Maybe it's a light-up bow tie or something. I don't know. It's a great catch down the line, but it's going to be foul. Looks like it bounced before it got into his glove.
Cabral covered a lot of ground there, hustling into no man's land in foul territory and sprawled out, but it hit off his glove. If you're the Panthers coaching staff, you're certainly not unhappy to see that.
I saw a few of those in the university season with him at TMU University against the Griffins. Tommy Reyes-Cruz works with an inside pitch there, evens the count at 1-1. And Amy's on camera now behind us.
Looks like we've got some visitors, Neil.
We got visitors. We don't have any cookies up here. We got to invite our guests in properly.
Yeah, where's our hospitality?
That was bobbled by the second baseman, Towers, and Tommy Reyes-Cruz will get aboard here on likely what will be an E4.
Man, when it rains, it pours for Tommy Reyes-Cruz. He is just finding his way to first base by any means necessary.
Getting it done, that's for sure. He's setting the table once again for Tyler Duncan. 2 for 2 in the contest, and Tyler Duncan breakout night. Single in the first inning, and of course the 3-run blast in the second inning, his last time up. Over the Little Caesar sign in right field. I guess it's technically right center. That one misses upstairs. I think they're not going to make the same mistake twice against Duncan here.
Nope. No sliders down and in for you.
Nope. You got your gift. That's it. You're now cut off. They're setting back upside here. Duncan takes a big swing on that one. Evens the count at 1-1. Reyes-Cruz at first base, nobody away in the Cardinals' 4th inning.
And that's the thing, right? Like, if Duncan can still be a, top 10 hitter in the league last year, despite seeing all those pitches down and away, could you imagine if he was pitched like everybody else, the damage he would do?
Like everybody else? My goodness.
Well, we kind of saw it in 2023.
Yep.
Well, the book was out on him after that.
I remember the year before when he was the playoffs against Guelph. He hit the home run in the first inning. I was just like, man, this kid can hit. Because he had no business hitting that pitch, but it went in dead center field. Dalton Pompey had a reach on it. He jumped up, and it was over his glove by inches. So he takes a big hack at that one.
That's a gutsy pitch call by Ibarra, but I really like it. The 2-1 changeup from Vargas. Duncan, of course, in a fastball count. Thinks fastball out of his hand, and then it tumbles down and away out of his reach. You don't typically see that pitch from behind in the count, but Vargas deployed it tactfully there.
That one's fouled away by Duncan. He stays alive at 2-2.
Keeping the Cardinals game crew staff on their toes. All the game day and social media staff down there got a nice little scare from that one.
There's Game and Taya on the wireless down the line here, doing a great job. Look at the focus on those two guys down there. There's a zoom in. Oh, they heard us talking about us, and there we go.
Dialed in. It takes a village.
It does. Takes a lot of work to make us look good.
Yeah. Shout out to all the staff. Cable 14. Bringing the fine folks of Hamilton and beyond some IBL baseball on.
It's okay to blink down there, guys.
Yeah.
Please blink. Runner goes on the pitch. Duncan hits a high chopper in the infield. Only play is going to be first base, and they'll get him by a step. For one away.
Fuji's had to deal with a couple of those super high choppers, but he's handled them well so far.
Look at the range, how far he gets over to cover this baseball, too. You'd think that the shortstop be going after, but it's actually the third baseman that makes this call.
It was hit so hard, and it went so high up in the air that you kind of got to keep track of, okay, how far do I have to charge to get this ball, while also making sure you don't overrun it and then make the throw to first. But Fuji's been up to the task so far.
Duncan goes down on the 5-3, and Jonathan Salazzo, the conductor, will be the batter now. 0 for 2 in the contest, a pair of strikeouts, and
umpires meeting.
What's going on here?
Hopefully we'll find out shortly. It appears that first base umpire Scott Costello called this one.
There's Hassan and Joey down the third base side.
I hope they didn't think they were safe after we took a look down the first base line. No, we're getting everybody tonight.
Nobody is safe. They have the center field cameras, about the only ones that are safe.
Oh, don't let the truck know that.
They ain't going that far. That's too cruel.
Yeah, that'd be a bit of a hike for the wireless camera down there.
Slaza works with a 1-0 count in his favor, one away. Tommy Reyes Cruz at second base now. Slaza hits this with the middle. It's going to be a tough play, and they're not going to have a play. They're going to throw this third, and everybody is safe. It'll be an infield single for Jonathan Slaza. That ball just died in a hurry.
Yeah, it looks like Mandalay and Towers get a little crossed up there. Neither one knew which one of them had the ball.
Yep.
On a 1-0 pitch here, Salazo kind of reaches for that fastball down and away. But both infielders charge at it, and it's Mandalay that gets it. And then decides that he doesn't have a play at first and tries to snap throw to third, get Reyes Cruz dancing off the bag, but to no avail.
That's a good read by Bernardo, yelling at Tommy Reyes Cruz to get back. Don't want to get picked off.
It's one of those things that goes so unnoticed, but it's such a crucial part of being a third base coach. That could have been an out.
Yep. It wasn't out a couple weeks ago.
So now Brandon Nichols is going to get a chance with runner in scoring position, less than 2 out. A hitter's favorite spot.
9th hit of the contest for the Cardinals here in the 4th inning.
9 hits already. Wow.
Plus, I think we got 4 runs, so Jack Asters is going to be busy as well.
Haven't seen that since the home opener, but Cardinals trying to put up a crooked number here in the 4th inning, already with 4 runs to their name.
Please check hamiltoncardinals.com/promos for all current ticket conditions.
I think I just reminded Josh of that.
We help each other out up here.
Yep. Takes the team. You heard it right, Josh. O2 offering to Nickel. Is lined up the middle. Vargas will throw to second. They'll get the force out, and that'll be it. Run will come home. Nickel will reach on the fielder's choice, and Vargas had to watch out for the lumber going through the infield here.
Of all the broken bats I've ever seen, that might be the most broken.
And there you go. You got all the magic happens in the truck there, and the kids are on the TV as well.
Now, so for those of you watching at home, this is who we've been talking to. This is who's in our ear during the broadcast, making sure everything runs smoothly.
This is one that will keep us on point here. That's for sure. So everybody's having a big wave back there. I'm going to have to sit in there one of these days and just fool around a little bit with the buttons for a bit. It's been a while.
Of course, it'd be hard to do your job up here from down there, but we can only wear so many hats. But
yeah, exactly.
It
we
looks
appreciate
like fun.
Everything they do down there.
We get every angle.
We do.
I nominate this to be the official Hamilton Cardinals replay review truck.
Yep.
Of course, we'd only get that on Fridays, but it'd be a start.
Yep. A big hack there by Williams for strike 1.
I still can't believe how broken that bat was by Nickel. Like, there's getting sawed off and there's getting splintered, but he was only holding the knob of his bat.
Well, exactly. The rest of it was flew out to third base.
And at that point, the double play goes out the window. If you're Vargas, you're just trying to survive, not get hit by that thing, because that is it
was right at his feet, too.
Safety hazard.
And all you see is the baseball coming one way and the bat going the other direction, and like going, okay, which one's coming at me here?
If anything, I'm impressed that the Panthers even recovered to get the 1 out at second.
Yep.
Cardinals will take it, though. That extends the lead to 5-1. Williams trying to keep it going here.
Nickel reaches on the fielder's choice RBI.
Williams shaking his head after that 1-1 fastball. Misses up and away from Vargas. He clearly vowing to be a little more disciplined this time after he worked the count from 0-2 to 3-2 his last time up. Ended in a walk.
Did.
Even though it's a 2-1 count, I'm not sure if he'll get a pitch to hit here, or at least he shouldn't after.
No. It's this one hard, but it's going to go foul. He evens the count at 2-2.
I misread your scorebook, Neil. I guess I should have moved in closer. It was a double.
Double off the fence.
But hey, if you work the count from 0-2 to 3-2 and then double, it is technically better than a walk. So
I've always wondered, what is the actual Little Caesars mascot's name?
I was wondering this last week. I was trying to shout him out on the broadcast last week when he was here during our annual Cardinals mascot mash.
Yeah. We'll have to look that up now. As Williams hits this one up the middle there. Takes to the opposite field. Hits it where it's pitched, and Nichols going hard for third. He's in there with the slide. Runners at first and third with 2 away now.
Nice heads-up base running there by Nichols, taking no reps off even with the 4-run lead. He came around second with a full head of steam.
Great job of Josh Williams. Just put this one on the other half here and take it the other way.
Look at this swing by Williams, and it's another one that's probably not in the zone. It's down and away, but if I didn't know any better, I would think Josh is a seasoned contact hitter, and that is not his game whatsoever, but he does a nice job to take it the other way. And well, the boss is coming by the Arkells is on the loudspeaker, and that if that can only mean one thing, mound visit time here at Bernie Arbor.
Yep.
Coaching staff coming out to talk to Andy Vargas, who's been knocked around a little bit in this one. Double-digit hits and 5 runs trying to escape the 4th inning here.
But he's done a better job control-wise tonight as far as the strikeouts and the walks and everything else. It's been a lot better as far as that goes, but unfortunately, he's been trading off those kind of walk issues for hit issues right now. He's been throwing a lot of pitches in the zone.
And there's levels to this, right? Like, I think the Cardinals have been in hitters' counts today.
Yeah.
And if you fall behind enough in the count to force yourself to throw a pitch that hitters can do damage on, well, then you're moving laterally from the control issue. You're not necessarily fixing it. You're just, forcing yourself to throw hittable pitches. But to Vargas's credit, he hasn't been walking everybody. This isn't the free pass parade that we saw last Sunday here with the Cardinals and Royals.
That was a lengthy game with a lot of walks. I don't think either team were happy with the walks.
No.
I know Chris Piano and I were having a brief chat. He was just like, yeah, you know what? This was one of those games walks killed us in the 5th inning.
Yep.
Took all the momentum out of the ball game. It was a 1-1 game going in the 5th, and all of a sudden it's 6-1 the other way.
Yeah, for how one-sided that game ended, it didn't start that way.
No.
A total of 351 pitches in that game, by the way, between the two teams. And
it just felt like a really long game.
I think for context, anytime you're up over 300, I think that's considered long. And they were closer to 400 than they were 300.
I was so happy when I got home. The kids had made dinner.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, you guys are saints.
Oh.
I didn't have to make it. I was like, okay, I'm just going to eat it. And, I'm just going to go do what I got to do upstairs, clip a couple things out, make some notes, update some graphics, and that was about it.
Nice little silver lining to end off the day.
That one misses outside on Brown. Count now 1-2. You
can see Brown was tempted there. The bat flew off his shoulders for a split second, but I don't even think he can call that a check swing. He just kind of opened his front side slightly and then thought better of that 1-2 slider from Andy Vargas.
Yep. It's a comebacker to Vargas. He'll just put it in the glove and scoop it up. He's out on the 1 unassisted to end the inning, but the Cardinals get another run here in the home half of the 5th inning and lead this one 5-1 on Cable 14.
That pitch got so far up and in on the hands of Tommy Reyes Cruz. Jaden Brown, he was sawed off, and it was a line out to the pitcher, but of all the line drives you're going to get back to the mound, that's probably the easiest one to deal with.
So we got a UFO challenge going on now, I guess?
Yeah, the space-themed activities continue here at Bernie Arbor.
There you go. They're starships. That's quite the interesting little way. That's a neat little twist on space night here.
You got to think creatively.
Yes.
Got to get the promotions on brand.
Game day staff have done a great job this year, like as they always do. 5-1 is your score if you're just tuning in here in the top of the 5th inning. Got a little ahead of ourselves there as I looked at the scoreboard, and there was already 5 digits up there. I'm like, wait a minute, we're only just starting the 5th inning.
Yeah. I hope the Bernie Arbor faithful didn't get too used to the lightning quick pace that Garces and Boone set last week.
I was crazy. I was home by 10:45.
Yeah.
Like, we're never home that early. Yep. Never. Not even a Guelph home game, which is 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Never home that fast. Like, we even stopped and got ice cream on the way home because we had time. Which doesn't happen often.
They were looking out for you.
They were. Jamie Cabral, who almost made a great catch last half inning, will be the leadoff batter. 9-1-2 due up in the order for the Panthers, who trail 5-1. Neil Sherwossville, Matt Creeley on the call with you on Cable 14. Thank you so much for tuning in to Friday Night Baseball.
Cardinals looking to improve the home Friday Night Baseball record to 3-0.
Don't jinx us, don't jinx us, don't jinx us.
Oh, I've done plenty of that.
Oh, we know. We know. It's a big swing and miss on that offering from Boone. The count now 1-1. When Owen Boone's in his element, you're going to see two things. He's going to get ahead of the count, and he's going to throw lots of strikes, and he's going to challenge hitters because he's ahead of the count. That one misses upstairs for a ball, 2-1. But interesting to see the numbers, you know, as you go through the season. His first inning compared to his next couple innings afterwards, the ball to strike ratio.
And he's not the only pitcher that's like that too, right? The first inning being a problem is a known thing for a lot of the better starting pitchers in the major leagues too.
Yep. As Cabral chases that one on the other half, evens the count at 2-2. But he goes out there and throws a master class. 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, Owen's a 4-pitch guy. Fastball, changeup, curveball, cutter. And when all 4 are working, good luck.
That one's fouled away. Cabral stays alive at 2-2.
Cabral struck out on the high fastball his first time up. We'll see if Boone decides to go back there on 2-2, and he does. Carbon copy, in fact. Exact same
another
pitch.
punch out there, and then our $3 donated by our friends at Little Caesars to strike out hunger. The spike's been fixed, and the pizzas are dancing.
Yep. So here's the one guy that isn't having trouble with Owen Boone so far.
No, he's not showing any fear. He's like, Owen Boone is nothing to me. Home run and a single. Both have been pretty, well, actually the single wasn't as loud, but it was definitely a high chopper.
You see another look there at that fastball up and away to Jamie Cabral. He has gone down on that on 2 strikes twice now.
Patini's asking for a new baseball for his pitcher. Looked like Boone just had a weird misstep on that throw here. He's filling in some holes. Going back to the mound here.
We were seeing some slight issues with the mound last Sunday. Casey Bouyer-Howard had some real trouble with his plant foot landing. You could see
all
it.
The rain too. It's just, you know, it's making it very soft, and of course then it's covered underneath with the tarps and everything else through the day, so it just steams underneath and condenses. So this one's hit in the air by Fujui. This one's going to stay in the yard there, and it's his first time tonight. He's retired for the second out of the inning. A high F7, and Jordan Mandule with the batter now. Reached on a single, and the fielder's choice his last time up.
So to give you an idea of how long Mandulay's been playing pro baseball in Cuba, his first season in the Cuban National Series was 2005. And this is now his first season in the IBL.
And you are how old now?
I would have been 1 year old at that time.
Goodness. Infield single from Manduli.
Mandalay, not the speediest guy, of course, at 39, but he legged that one out.
We're going to have to see here on the replay as far as everything else, but
my gut goes single, but final word, of course, to Nate.
Nate is, I believe he's called it an infield single.
Yosvani Penalve stepping in now. He started in the Cuban series when he was in 2014.
Grounded hit to the second baseman's side. Almost gets rid of it. It's going to squirt past Tommy Reyes-Cruz, and that'll be a base hit as well. Back-to-back signals with 2 away for the Panthers here in the top of the 5th inning.
It's been proven through various counts of baseball research that hitters don't exactly have a ton of control about the horizontal spray direction that the ball comes off their bat at. But if you're going to place a ground ball anywhere, that's one of the better places to do it. Reyes-Cruz, it's not like he couldn't catch up to the ball. He just had it go under his glove, but he had to range so deep in the hole between first and second there that didn't really have a chance to come up with it. Even if he did, it would have been a tough bang-bang play at first. Good work by Penalve to get bat on ball there. A couple ducks on the pond here with 2 out for Junior Ibarra, who takes a slight break to reattach his fallen elbow guard.
It is important.
Yeah, he probably wants to feel his elbow if he were to get hit by a pitch there.
Especially as being a catcher, you definitely got to use that elbow to throw baseballs or catch baseballs. So he takes strike 1 from Boone. Ibarra is 1 for 2 in the contest, singled in the first inning. Grounded out 6-3 in the third.
This is what Owen Boone does. You see, once again, absolute paint to start off this AB. If he did swing at it, probably wouldn't have done any damage, but strike 1 anyhow. He goes right back there again. Wow.
Ah, there we go. Now we got a foursome for the virtual game time.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to sit this one out.
No, they got monitors. We can do it. You know, it's head-to-head baseball games, so that's 2 versus 2.
I know Eric knows his retro games too.
Oh, I know he does. I think we have a worthy adversary there.
Vastly underqualified.
I'm going to talk a big gang and probably get the floor wiped with me after that. You know, it's going to be like some crazy volleyball game. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Pena makes the catch there on the lazy fly ball to right by Ibarra to end the top of the 5th. He gets under that elevated fastball by Boone, and lazy jog in for Pena to catch that one. Not too difficult there.
Cardinals leading this one 5-1 as we head to the home half of the 5th inning. Andy Vargas going back out to work here. No activity down in the Panthers bullpen. There is 3 guys down there, but everybody's got their sweatshirts on. Nobody's throwing a baseball.
He's got a hoodie on, so I can't fully see the jersey, but over in the Cardinal bullpen, that looks like Casey Howard doing some light toss. I like to think.
And Fernando Rodney on the hill, in front and center in the camera angle.
I like to think I've been around this team long enough to memorize the pitchers by delivery and motion, but who knows?
Who knows?
If Rodney's going tonight, and we don't know for sure one way or another, he won't be out of the bullpen yet. He's
not
down in the dugout, as you just saw.
He might go down in the 7th inning to just come for a little stroll or something, go say hi to the bullpen. He won't be called upon usually till the 8th inning or 9th inning. But the score could change, and things could change in a hurry too. Ibarra does the handoff here with the hitter catcher. And we got the dance party going on in the front row, as always. Bernie down there with Emily. And
it's quite the mob they've got around her.
Yeah,
there.
It's a dance mob tonight. They got the light sticks going too.
Stepping up to the plate, right fielder number 12.
So it'll be Yogi Pena here to lead off the bottom half of inning number 5. 1 for 2 strikeout and a single so far in reverse order there. Pena's been a fairly steady presence toward the middle to bottom half of the Cardinals order. If they get this kind of production out of the
6, 7, 8 guys.
Yeah, 6, 7 hole, then they'll be laughing their way to the bank.
Oh, exactly.
Although he's down 0-1 right now.
So I got to ask your opinion of the Barrie Baycats right now.
It's been a lot of close games, which is why I will never, I'm not going to be quick to hit the panic button.
No. I don't think anybody in Barrie is panicking, but the record is not indicative of a defending champion, out of the gate here.
But here's the thing. Championship hangovers are real.
Yep.
I think if this proves anything. They got super hot down the stretch, but they're a veteran bunch, and I would bet the house that they come on strong in the second half.
Oh, I don't want to play them in the second half, that's for sure. This one's off the end of the bat into the left field. Cabral is there, and he'll make the grab for the first out of the inning.
It hasn't been perfect. They're really struggling to hit right now.
Yeah.
They're clearly feeling the absence of Kanesi Ejo.
Yep.
And
I just don't think they have the same spark with Ejo in the lineup as they did last year.
That's true, and maybe they
That's
won't
not
be.
a shot against Noel Mary Doyle or anything else, because
No.
he brings a whole different level to things. But
he was one of their better hitters last weekend when they were here. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about Barrie. The thing is, when you have a lot of one-run losses in a row, those tend to flip. They're not getting blown out. It's not convincing. It's not.
No.
There's no red flags or cause for alarm in the run differential department, which is kind of one of the more true indicators, I think, of how well a team's doing.
They got a big blowout Thursday night. They came in here against the Ace.
Yeah.
A very tough game. And then Saturday at home, it was just the same sort of thing. They were just kind of, okay, we couldn't find our footing Friday night, and it just kind of carried over into Saturday. And then Sunday, when they had Rio and Odd and everybody else back in the lineup, it was like, okay, back to normal. A lot of junior kids getting a lot of reps on Sunday, but, they took it to the Panthers. The bats were booming.
And I guess I'll flip that question to you on the other side of things. How sustainable do you think what Welland's doing right now?
I'm really impressed, but again, I wasn't expecting it. and that's not a shot against them either. It's just, I figured, okay, a lot of turnover. I don't have them going 30 wins in my book. I haven't getting I think the top leader in this league is going to win 28 this year. I think the parity in this league has got to the point where you're not going to see teams breaking the 30 plateau anymore.
And we've certainly seen that increase in parity so far in the early weeks. But man,
they're
what
putting
a
up numbers.
roaring start they're off to.
Yeah, they're putting up numbers, and then there's other games like last night where they just seem they got it done in an inning or two, got some runs across, and but they were very patient at the plate yesterday. Got a lot of calls in their favor.
When you talk about Barrie's losses not being convincing, their Welland's wins have been convincing.
Oh, they've been putting up numbers like crazy.
That was the first nail biter they played.
And Tanner Rempel waits on deck here for his opportunity in this inning. 5-1 is the score here at Burning Harbor. Cardinals leading this one.
Another super long AB here for July Vittini. And opposing pitch counts, worst nightmare.
You see 7-11 on the plate go, oh man, not again. So he takes another walk here. That guy's got a great eye.
Man, you see sometimes this year the swing path hasn't been completely regulated. He's had some troubles with the pass balls tonight, but I find myself more often than not looking at this guy and thinking he's going to be really good for a long time.
Exactly.
Reminder, he just turned 22.
Oh, they had the birthday cake down there on last Friday. I felt bad. I'm like, who's the birthday cake for? And it's July. And I was like, oh, really? No. I didn't know. So it's like, dang, we should have wished him happy birthday.
But the pitch framing, the arm.
Yeah.
We've seen the power swing. He really tries to catch that ball out front and lift it, but the patience too.
No, because as you guys were signing guys in the offseason, I was going looking through these files, looking for things on him, and it's just like there was only 2 pitchers. There wasn't much of a write-up on him, so it's just like, okay.
Yeah, all you really have to go off of is a baseball reference page sometimes, but his body language, his demeanor, he was way beyond his years at that tryout down there.
0-1 offering to Rempel is in there for a strike, and account quickly 0-2 with 1 away.
We were talking about his speed, too. One of the aspects of that tryout in the Dominican Republic is we played a simulated game with everybody, and he stole a base. So the fact that he wasn't afraid to run as a catcher certainly added some bonus points onto his case there. And so far, good first impressions. Once again, happy belated birthday to July, and he's reached base twice today and a RBI as well.
That is. Rempel fouls this one off to stay alive at 0-2.
Rempel a couple flyouts to center field tonight. He's now 0 for 7, still trying to get his feet wet from under him. And I wouldn't blame Tanner if he's has a bit of a slow start over the next week, the next little bit here. Of course, coming off the hamstring tightness and the flu bug he was dealing with earlier this week. Sometimes it takes time, but
you never want to get sick when it's hot.
No.
As Rempel crushes this one to left field, but it's going to stay in the park. Herbrow is there. He'll make the catch. And there's 2 away.
To that point, he was demolishing balls in batting practice today. Like, you were watching, like, okay, this guy's back. And he
just missed that one.
Yeah, caught that one out front, but little in on his hands, got a little under it. Again, it takes time sometimes. Just ask Tyler Duncan, the man who's on deck right now. Rempel will be back, I'm sure. As Tommy Reyes-Cruz is going to step in with 2 outs and a man on here. It feels like the Cardinals have had 2-out traffic every inning so far.
They have.
Up to 10 hits on the ball game. And there goes Vittini.
Almost got hit by that baseball. Towers with the flip to first, and that'll end the inning. As Tommy Reyes-Cruz swings at that first offering he sees. And we're going to the break here at Cable 14. 5-1 is your score. We'll be back after a quick pause in the action.
I see your help on inside.
Top of the 6th inning here on Friday Night Baseball. I'm Neil Sherwasso. That's Matt Creedy. And look at Lauren's awesome sweatshirt down there. Cable 14, rocking the swag. Hey, where's mine? Where is mine? Seriously.
They go to the lengths to make us look good, Neil, but they forgot about our merch.
I know. Like, it's just, I got the Cable 14 hat, which I proudly wear around Guelph and tick people off. And it's just, we have so much fun with it. It's just, we have fun. And they're like, where'd you get the hat? I'm like, I work there. You do what? Yeah, I work for Cable 14 on Fridays.
Casual little flex there.
Yeah, But it's great to see. And, of course, the action on the field tonight, of course, 5-1 is the Cardinals leading this one. Owen Boone on the hill. And absolutely, once again, Friday Night Boone is in full effect.
Now we'd like to thank everybody once again for tuning in to Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. As you said, Neil, Owen Boone putting on quite the show and putting the first inning woes behind him.
I like
Hitting for Kitchener, number 8, Nico Kairos.
And Nico Kairos is going to be the pinch hitter here to start the 6th inning against Boone.
Kairos drew into the Panthers' opening night lineup. He is, like Lawson, hitting .429 to start the season. In 6 games, he's got a home run to his name, like most of this lineup does. And not sure why he wasn't starting tonight with the high batting average. Maybe there's a factor of play we don't know about here, but
maybe we just want to give somebody else an opportunity here to get a couple more bats against a veteran pitcher like Boone. Still early in the season where guys are going to have some experience.
This is Kairos' first season of IBL action.
One's in there for a called strike. 2-1 now the count from Boone. Definitely settled in more after that rocky first inning. That one's fouled away, runs the count even to 2-2. Boone at 83 pitches now in the contest. Here into the 6th inning. Might get him maybe 1 or 2 more here, depending on what the pitch count is, but again, you don't want to go past the 100 mark unless you really have to with Boone in this situation.
Yeah, especially early on in the season. And like we said, a lot of baseball coming up for these Cardinals. The busiest part of their schedule of the season so far in the latter half of June is on the horizon. And keeping guys loose, making sure their arms are available for the stretch run and crunch time, and when it really matters, is of key importance here. Over down in the bullpen, Caleb Sorosky has taken his hoodie off and he's kind of chucking a ball up and down to himself. Maybe he's just bored out there, but
Sorosky wee wee. I saw that on the.
How about that, eh?
Yeah, that was great. So perfect. I'm sure the Ticats didn't think that was so funny, but we love it. We love it. 3-2 now the count. On Kairos.
Kairos doing what you want as a pinch hitter, seeing a lot of pitches and working Boone's count.
Now misses upstairs, and Kairos draws the leadoff walk here.
Man, now he's rewarded for it.
I believe that is the first walk Boone has issued.
Take a look at the perch for all your merch here at Bernie Arbor.
That looks so amazing every time you walk in the ballpark. And of course, people as you're walking into the ballpark say, man, it's got the minor league baseball feel as you walk into this concourse.
And you pan over to the 50-50 Cancer Assist booth there.
Make sure you get your 50-50 tickets. It goes to a really great cause here, Cancer Assist. It's a lot of great work in this area.
I believe that was Anna Spearin over by the beer tent once again. She can't escape the cameras tonight.
She gets everywhere.
Boy, let me tell you, she was on one when she thought of the perch for all your merch.
I like it.
That's pretty nice, eh? Anna, Jonathan, Layla concessions, and then Mel's on your left. She runs the merch cube.
Getting notes handed to us by Josh.
Second pinch hitter of the inning on the field for Kitchener. After Kairos drew the walk, that is AJ Carosis. Pinch hitting from the left side here.
Got a look in the Frontier League earlier this year.
Yes, he did.
Little birdie told me that Caden Cardoso actually got to play in the Ottawa Titans game yesterday.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it was just more of a
formality,
emergency fill-in too, because I think their first baseman was hurt.
Mm.
Big swing and a miss. Runner will go on the pitch.
So that means for a day he got to be teammates with former Cardinal Zach Cameron.
Yep. And that it was actually ruled a foul ball. So the runner's going back to first.
Cardoso was up to his usual tricks in London to start the season. In the bottom of the ninth of their game last Sunday, that was a wild one. They were up 7-1 going into the eighth. Chatham roared back to tie it. But then in the bottom of the ninth, tie ball game with 2 outs and nobody on, he ripped a single down the right field line, started the rally. Eduardo Diolio singled 2, and then former Cardinal Josh Niles drove him home with the walk-off base hit.
Josh get an opportunity to come through in a big way like that.
Yeah, Josh playing for his hometown team in London perhaps reignited him. The second half of the season here in Hamilton, we didn't see as much damage as we've gotten used to seeing out of his bat. Maybe a fresh start was what he needed.
Runner goes on that pitch. Vittini is going to throw down. Oh, it takes a weird bounce and goes in the outfield.
That is another Little Caesar strikeout for
So at the very least, Boone does get the strikeout. Vittini came up throwing there. He fired that ball, but Nickel was a little late getting over to second, and the runner was in the way when he got there, so he maybe couldn't get the reach as far over as he wanted to there.
Have to watch out and just not get run over by the runner's path there.
As you can see, our wireless camera going through down into the game day area and taking a look at the action from just behind the on-deck circle.
Navigating the maze down there. Another strikeout for Boone now, and Trent Lawson the batter. As Carosa goes down swinging.
Lawson shows bunt there, but fouls it off. Trying to move the runner over to third. I'll admit, Neil, and maybe this is the new school baseball fan in me, and I'm numbers inclined, as you know, on this broadcast, but I don't particularly see the point of a sac bunt with a runner on second and one out. I think if when there's nobody out and you move him over to third and leave the sac fly and play, then that's something. But you kind of six of one, half a dozen of the other there if a guy's on second versus third with two out, especially someone with.
Or maybe he's trying to bunt for a base hit here because he's got guys.
Who knows? Of course, that is just on the condition, once again, that it is a sacrifice they are going for.
He lines this one up the middle. It's going to be
nice
Nickle
play
over there, and he throws to first in time. 6-3 goes your put out. Gets the job done anyways. Runner now at third base with two away. And it must be Charlie Towers because the crowd just got up on their feet. At least the kids did anyways.
That was a nice play there by Nickle, as you can see on your replay there. He had to throw across his body, fading to his left, the double clutch, but he picks it up and makes it happen all in one fell swoop. So Towers has rolled over to Tanner Rempel twice today. A couple unassisted groundouts to first, and the Cardinals wouldn't mind a third one of those, but the fans want a strikeout, as there's strike one from Owen Boone.
So Dan Dominguez, the stat guru.
We got to give Dan a shout out for that one.
The stat guru of the IBL, of course, watching all the contests across the IBL in that Toronto Guelph game. Yeah. They're just trying to will their way through there and everything else. But yes, the stat guru Dan Dominguez doing some research. The Toronto Guelph thing, apparently 3 grand slams hit in that contest. Boy, I pity the guys gonna have to clip that one out when they get home. Oh, wait a minute, that's me. Oh, it's gonna be a late night.
Jack of all trades, master of none, Neil.
Yeah.
It never stops during the summer.
It's got to be an IBL record. I'm gonna have to confer with Herb Morrell on that one. But yeah, three grand
3
slams.
salamis, wow.
That's a crazy thing. That's only happened. And a lot of Rawlings baseballs going over the fence in Dominico Field tonight.
Man, Charlie Towers is just teasing us at this point. He's gotten to 2 strikes every time. The first 2 times, as we said, unassisted groundouts to first. And then this time around, the first 0-2 pitch, it looked like it was strike 3, but he just got a piece of it as he fouled it in and out of Vittini's glove. And then that one, he fouls back to the order of the concourse to stay alive once again. We'll see what Boone can come back with here.
Boone from the stretch again. The 0-2 pitch on its way. Oh, he's making everybody not so happy. But Nickle reels that one in. He'll put the Rawlings in his glove as we walk off the field here. Cardinals leading this one 5-1. We're going to take a quick pause and say hi to our friends at Rawlings Canada.
My first professional glove, that's the one I remember the most. When I was coming up, even though it wasn't that long ago, having your name on the glove was a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so 11 roses now.
Bottom of the 6th inning here on Cable 14. Neil Sherwaswell, Matt Creeley on the call tonight. Reed Duffy taking the night off. A well-deserved break for the busiest man in Cable 14. As Andy Vargas back out to work here. I'm surprised he's back out there, but Panthers do have a lot of baseball this weekend as well.
Yeah, there's innings to eat for the Kitchener Panthers. Taking a look at their upcoming schedule, they've got a home and home on the horizon. They're in Guelph tomorrow at Hastings, and then they're back at Jack Couch in Kitchener to face those same Royals on Sunday.
And we'll take a quick look at the Rawlings out-of-town scoreboard. And Brantford Chatham-Kent has rallied to lead that one 3-2. Barrie and London look like there's still no score in that contest. Maybe point streak is not working there, but and then Toronto, like we mentioned before, 3 grand slams in the contest. It's a 10-9 ball game. Maple Leafs leading the Guelph Royals. They're not going to need fireworks tonight. They're just going to be making their own at Dominico Field.
Players took that one too literally.
Just 9 hits for the Maple Leafs in that contest. 6 for the Royals. They have 9 runs. Like not a good night for ERAs at all.
When has it ever been in Toronto this year? We've had
never.
We've had a 16-15 game.
Yeah.
Down at the pits, 10-9.
There's a reason we have a T-shirt in the IBL merch shop that says "No lead is safe" with a smashed scoreboard. It's for reasons like games like this tonight.
Yeah, it sounds tired. We've talked about it a lot, but we cannot stress it enough how unsafe your leads are in this league, especially down at Dominico Field.
Oh man, Dominico Field or Jack Couch, or even sometimes Saturdays at Fergie's as well.
Yeah.
Of course, Hall of Fame weekend going on as well in the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. Induction weekend. Jose Batista, the big headliner tomorrow.
Right.
Joey Bats goes in. As that one's going to get through the hole, and Duncan's got his 3rd hit of the night. Welcome back to the Tyler Duncan Breakout Night. I'm Neil Shrivastava with Matt Crilly.
Yeah, Tyler does exactly there what he did his first at-bat, taking that one the other way with a hard ground ball. And again, we told you, he wasn't chasing. He's hitting the ball hard. Those are going to fall eventually. And now he's had 4 hard hit balls tonight. 3 of them he's reached base on. Tyler Duncan hitting machine. Evening out that batting average. It just, again, even though the process was right, it did not feel right to look up and see a 1 for 17 next to Tyler's name. And he's rectified that and then some in this one so far. John Salazzo now stepping in, 1 for 3.
It's a comebacker up the mound. Vargas up with it, throws to the shortstop, on to first. A twin killing of 2 birds with 1 stone. A 1-6-3 double play ends the rally here.
And that's an instance where you don't want hard contact, because if you hit it hard right on an infielder with a man on first, then a double play is in order. And even if it's the pitcher, Vargas had that one hit right at him, and he fields his position successfully there and gets that double play going. So
the one night I don't bring the IBL record book with me, people are asking questions
about records.
Yeah, about records, because there's a thing we don't talk about as a pitcher going on right now in a certain ball game.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Well, I hope that unassuming ball game with nothing happening goes well for that pitcher.
Yeah.
But why would we wish that? Because nothing's happening.
No, exactly. Nothing's happening. Go about your business. Don't go changing channels, please.
I'm reminded of the Teodoro Ortega game last year when Welland was in town.
Yeah, the Japanese guys.
Where a whole lot of nothing was happening for him for about 6 innings as well there too. Nickel on the ground over to shortstop here. And the pick and throw by Mandalay over to first, and down go the Cardinals. So Vargas faces the minimum after inducing that double play. 5-1 still your score through 6 here at Bernie Arbor.
A quick inning was what Vargas needed here. Looks like he's not getting the handshake. He's getting some fist pumps, but
they're talking to him down there.
And we got to, of course, big, huge thanks to our sponsors here at Little Caesars Pizza. Not only do they strike out hunger, but they feed our crew that keeps Cable 14 running on Friday Night Baseball. A lot of hot and spicy tonight. So there we go. And there we go, 280 Queenston Road in Hamilton. Your opportunity to check out some hot and ready on your way home.
It's always a busy night for Little Caesars whenever everyone Boone's on the mound, but they've gotten an added boost tonight with the Tyler Duncan home run right over that banner.
Yeah.
Shout out to our friends. And looking on the mound here, the Blood in the Water, tracked by Grandson. We talk about modern video games. That was a feature in the NHL 19 soundtrack for those of you video game nerds at home. Caleb Sorosky, that's his walk-up song, and that's a sign that he's coming into the game now. Sorosky has been an absolute nail gun for the Hamilton Cardinals out of the bullpen. One of the afterthoughts of that busy offseason. 2 2/3 scoreless innings for Sorosky, 6 strikeouts, just the 1 walk. He came in and saved the day last week against Barrie, shut the door Swarovski's whole family was in town for the season's opening weeks. Of course, he's got roots here in Hamilton with his grandparents, but also New Orleans. The whole Swarovski clan giving him a well-deserved cheer every time he took the mound. It's just been a delight to have him here with the Cardinals so far. I'm not sure if they're here tonight, but they were ordering all his jerseys. We ran out of Swarovski Heat transfers because of all the jerseys his family bought.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and the same thing happened to Logan Workington today. A bunch of the Workingtons bought jerseys to support Logan.
Oh, that's great. The Workington clan has been in full effect too, and it's just great to see.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that never gets old about the IBL. You know, players come from far and wide. Swarovski, of course, counts as a Canadian because of his roots with his grandparents here in Hamilton.
We had somebody on the IBL merch store from New Zealand buy a whole bunch of stuff the other day.
How about that?
I was just like, wow, so great to see.
And Swarovski wasting no time getting going here with strike one.
Lined up the middle, it's going to get past Nickel, and that's going to be a base hit for Jamie Cabral.
That's the first hit that Swarovski has surrendered in his IBL career.
So that game we're not talking about, it is our friend Mr. Garces having that fun time over there.
Ah, yes. Well, we would like to apologize to the London Majors for motivating Frank Garces after the loss he took.
We stirred the pot a little too much. Frank likes to be shaken, not stirred.
Swarovski with some gaudy numbers so far to start the season. He's got a chase rate up over 30%. He's got a swinging strike rate near 20%. Throwing a first pitch strike almost 70% of the time. Just all numbers you want to see as a pitcher. Shut down out of that bullpen.
This one is lined in the left field. That might be trouble. It is. It's going to drop in for a hit. And Fujui has got himself another hit tonight.
Fuji's hitting them at all heights to all fields. And I don't imagine Swarovski's too unhappy with that one. Little blooper into left field.
He's just a really good hitter.
Yeah.
He's just a really good hitter.
Nothing much you can do about that. And the runner was on the go, as you can see. He got that one in on the hands, but dropped in front of the left fielder, Brown.
Ninth hit of the night for the Panthers.
For the first time, Swarovski's dealing with some traffic here.
He pounds the zone again here on Mandela.
And that's another first strike. Yeah, all the advanced numbers across the board. Swarovski's doing all the right things in the early going so far. We'll see how he does in facing some adversity here, but if he keeps this up, then he'll be pitching his way into leverage more often for the Cardinals. We saw it last week. Came into on mop-up duty after Jacob Gadrick's top of the ninth didn't go the way he planned, and two massive strikeouts to end the game and seal the victory.
If memory serves correct, the last no-hitter in the inter-county was 2018.
Oh, you said the thing.
I didn't say the other thing.
Okay. I didn't know there was another thing. Okay.
Yeah,
2018, you say?
Yeah, 2018 was the last no-hitter. I believe it was game 2 of a doubleheader, so it's a 7-inning contest.
Ah, the asterisk. Do you know who it was?
I can't. It's somebody from Barrie, but I can't remember who it is.
Well,
because again, I didn't bring the book tonight. It's right on the. There's nobody at home where I'd say, "Hey, go look to this page."
Just when you think no records are going to be set tonight, that's the one.
Well,
where
I took it out of the bag because it was just feeling like too heavy. Runners going on the pitch and great heads-up base running by the Panthers here.
That's talk about delayed steal. Wow.
They would have said it was almost back in the glove of Swarovski before they took off.
Well, the Cardinals are not going to let that happen again. That's one of those things.
Salazzo taking a good chuckle there. I think Cabral's like, I can't believe that worked. Salazzo's for like, don't try that again, kid. But they're teammates from Toronto last year, too.
Yeah.
So it was just a couple of jokes between old friends. Runners on the corners, and the runner was going from first to second there on the hit and run.
That was an unbelievable pitch by Swarovski. The fastball running in on the hands of Mandalay. I don't know how he got to it, but he fouls it away to stay alive. There's a common theme with these Cuban import hitters for the Panthers. They can spoil pitchers' pitches and make you really work for it. Zoroski's going to try it again here on 1-2. And he gets his ground ball.
Get the out. And they beats out the fielder's choice. They just got him at second base. I thought he was in there.
I think this is the first time where I can remember that both teams have a bone to pick with a ground ball situation. The Panthers have a bone to pick with a call at second, and the Cardinals with a call at first.
Yeah.
The Panthers are going to get a run across as Soroski gets the ground ball he wanted, but they can't turn two in time.
Brock comes home to score. But watch this on the replay here. He goes to second base. I thought he was in here.
We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Cardinals get away with one.
Yeah. They got it out, but then they maybe going to go argue the one at first.
Well, you know what? Maybe that means it's evened out. I don't know.
Yeah, but still. Maybe that's probably they're not arguing with them going at first.
Yeah.
We're going to be quiet about the one at second base. We'll let you, don't worry about the one at first.
Yeah, not a peep out of that Cardinals dugout over there.
Not even a movement. We officially stole one. Don't tell anybody else.
And Caleb Soroski just doing what he does, pounding the zone for strike one there, this time on Penalve.
Penalve's got a single and a pair of strikeouts. He's probably one of the happier guys that Boone's out of the lineup.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, well, if you're a pitching nerd like I am, Soroski is a dream to watch. He's got a 4-pitch arsenal, a lot of spin, a lot of movement. And you saw the curveball there. And the thing about Soroski is he told me himself that he only sits low to mid-80s with the fastball, but it looks so fast coming out of his hand because he gets hitters so used to the off-speed, and then they see 84 and looks more like 94. Meanwhile, down in the Cardinal bullpen, it looks like Stephen Hospital is warming up. Hospital had 2 scoreless innings against Barrie. Super clutch relief work by the Cardinals bullpen that day. Last Saturday as they locked down the 2-1 victory. 1-2 from Soroski, just misses down and in.
Well, I got 4 different messages about the same question, so I better answer one of them.
Yeah.
Got producer Matt, who's taking care of it. Got the on-air talent in London asking the same question, so it's just like... No, I'm in London.
We're talking about the other producer.
The other producer in London asking the question about what's going on down there. So, yes, Brendan is doing a great job of producing our game, as always, and John is calling the shots tonight. But, yeah, so everybody's coming back with asking the questions. But, yeah, again, shame on me for not bringing that book. That's what's happening tomorrow. We're scanning that page.
Yeah,
so we don't have this problem ever again.
They decided to set all the records, Neil. They knew.
Mm-hmm. We'll teach that guy.
So, in that game where nothing of particular importance is happening, is there any score yet?
No, there is not.
Oh.
It's quite the duel.
Well, the Barrie Baycats are going to have to make good on that. Garza's like, what do I have to do? Locked into a 0-0 game again?
Well, it was... I want to say it was 20... Actually, it was 2019. I was scoring the game in Guelph against Barrie. We had one for Guelph going into the 8th inning.
Who was that? Do you remember?
It was Yomar Concepcion, I believe.
Ah. You saw him here last year?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Yomar. And it was just Kevin Atkinson hit a liner at the third baseman, and it was kind of wavering. And then thankfully the next guy hit a single, so it's like, okay, fine, they're both hits.
Yeah.
I can change my mind about the other one, not feel bad.
Yeah. You never want one of those games to be in your hands as a scorer.
No. It was in the 8th inning, so I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, runner goes on that one. That'll probably be defensive inference, and actually it's ball 4. Never mind.
That was an unbelievable at-bat by Penalve. He's been doing this all night, fouling off, and then taking ball 4 there. Soroski, we've talked about how lights out he's been so far, but the Panthers have been giving him a run for his money, and of course some tough batted ball luck here in this one tonight as well, but Luis Bernardo feels this is an opportune time for a mound visit with ducks on the pond. The tying run now coming to the plate in the form of Ibarra. Hospital still warming, and the Cardinals, they'd been sitting pretty for a little bit there, but they can't let this one get away from them.
No, they can't. Let me update my score sheet here so we don't both get on the wrong page.
Stepping up to the plate, the catcher, number 48, Junior Ibarra.
Ibarra had a 3-hit game here in Hamilton last year. Yep, as you can see in the dugout down there, Josh Williams, caught by day, Hamilton Cardinal by night.
Yep. But I definitely have to get him on the show. He's probably got some good stories you can tell. But
if we were to have one guest from the dugout, he'd be on my short list. Williams is not someone you want to mess with as a hitter or policeman.
No.
Fish ain't biting there. Sorosky trying to get ahead 0-2 on that slider, but Ibarra pays it no mind. Look in, and the 1-1 from Sorosky is drilled to left field. Brown coming on the dive, and it's past him.
That's going to go all the way to the fence, and that's a lot of trouble as two more Panthers are going to come home to score, and now it's a one-run ball game as Junior Ibarra comes through with a clutch double here in the inning.
In a matter of minutes, this one has gotten out of hand for the Hamilton Cardinals. Still less than 2 out in the tying run, now in scoring position, and Sorosky hung a slider there. That's the first clear mistake we've seen him make, and he paid for it. And with Brown out in left field, that's the risk you take, and there's runners on, and I get you want to get your body in front of it as best as possible and lay it on the line, but sometimes it's not the smartest thing to do, and gets past him, and 2 runs have scored, and Panthers are knocking at the door now. It's Nick Kairos, who took his first cuts as a pinch hitter just last inning, is stepping in now in a prime opportunity. Off in the distance to our left here, it looks like the Kitchener's Panthers bus is back here at Murray Arbor, about to roll in, and maybe we should tell them to stop. Hold on now.
Yep.
They're making a game of it.
They're making a game of it. You're not going to quite be needed right away here. Well, probably going to actually finally park in the parking lot now. The track and field meet is completely over, and the parking lot is definitely vacated.
Sorosky getting squeezed there on that 2-0 fastball. First bit of adversity for Caleb in the IBL, and again, it hasn't been hard contact, but they've been little loopers, balls in the air, and one gets by the left fielder Brown, and all of a sudden you've got a 3-spot and potentially more here with the lead at stake. Finds his own there. As Neil is going record hunting without his book here, doing the best he can to provide some context for the thing that is definitely not happening out in London right now.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely not happening. I just pasted the same thing twice to somebody. Whoops, sorry. At least you wanted to draw attention to it, so there you go. So the official research courtesy of BerryToday.com. Pitchers share historic no-hitter in Game 5 to prevent the Leafs to the second round. There you go. So the last 9-inning no-hitter before then was Jesse Orozco. In 1977.
Oh!
There you go. Before he went to the Mets and the Red Sox and everybody else in the major leagues.
That's a ways back, eh?
That is a ways back. I was only 2.
2018 for the 7-inning no-hitter, and then 1977 for the 9-inning one.
Yeah.
And things did not go the way Caleb Sorosky wanted here. He lost a couple guys on a full count to ball 4, and a couple bloops. The Panthers didn't exactly get a blast, but they did what they had to do against Sorosky here, who's going to be searching for answers and trying to get back on track. Hopefully he doesn't let this one discourage him too much. He's visibly very frustrated going back to the dugout.
Okay, so we can talk about it now. So Frank Garces lost his perfecto going to the bottom of the 8th inning but gave up a hit. So Garces took it into the 8th inning. So a tip of the cap to the ace of Barrie. Thankfully it wasn't against us, but that would have been interesting to call.
Meanwhile, back here in Hamilton, Stephen Hospital taking the mound, trying to get the Cardinals out of this inning, and it looks like the bats are pressure's going to be back on the offense here to put a few more up on the board, regardless of whether Hospital can get out of it here.
That's what the Cardinals are going to have to learn how to do here is, you get a lead, you got to keep dropping the hammer.
Yeah. No pun intended.
No.
And Hospital, as we said, two flawless relief innings in the 7th and 8th and Barrie last week before he gave way to Fernando Rodney in his first IBL save in the 9th. Hospital is a ground ball machine, and the Cardinals would love one of those here with first and second, one out.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a deep cut for some walk-up music. Hospital's got the Sloan going here.
Money City Maniacs.
Atlantic Canada's very finest.
Great to see kids who picking up, a Canadiana rather than, going with something.
Well, I was telling Josh down in the field before the game as that David Bowie was playing, I had the music taste of a senior-aged band. The Sloan and the Bowie and all the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s rock is not lost on me. Especially the Canadian stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's a good luck charm here for Hospital as Carosis, who was the second pinch hitter last inning, has a chance to tie this game or maybe more. Hospital being thrown into the fire here. His first home appearance of 2025.
Carosis struck out his first time up. Shows bunt here and he puts it down the line.
Oh,
and that's going to be...
Come on. That was self-defense, by the way.
Yeah, that was just, oh man, okay. Boom, okay. I thought I got it off the hand.
Baseball gods laughing at Stephen Hospital. Look at this. All he's trying to do is make sure that doesn't hit him, and he accidentally dropped the most perfect bunt that we've seen here.
9 out of 10, 10 times that doesn't work. That's number 10.
And now they're loaded.
And Trent Lawson will bat again.
Lawson, the batting leader for these Panthers coming into it, so bases loaded. He's the guy you want up there. Big strike one there by Hospital.
5-4 your score now. Panthers at rally. This one's popped in the air. This might be trouble. Tommy Reyes Cruz got a beat on it, but thankfully it died in foul territory.
Yeah, it's the right call there by first base umpire Costello, and man, he had to go a long way for this one.
He did.
Just to the right, and we're talking just barely.
Yep.
But he saw it all the way, and the Cardinals are thankful for that. Tommy's still trying to catch his breath and make sure his equipment's in order.
And Hospital is just going to take a little more time, adjust his hat, a little bit, give Tommy Reyes Cruz a couple more breaths here and let him get back to his position before he goes back to pitch here with the bases loaded. Only one away here.
Well, that's what we call a good miss by Hospital, looking down and away with that fastball.
Strike three, swing and a miss, here we go. Hospital gets the punch out, and you look at this one on the back and forth on the very close down the line play. Like, you can't get much closer than that. Great call by the umpire, Scott Costello, down the line.
Got to give credit to Brandon, our producer here at Cable 14, for conjuring that slow-mo beauty up for us in case there was any doubt.
Down there. We bow to the Wizards.
That is a massive strikeout for Hospital, by the way. Got Carosis to chase the slider down and away. And he's one out away from getting the Cardinals out of this one.
Lawson's grounded out and struck out.
Or sorry, I should say, he got Lawson there. This is now Towers.
Towers. I'm like, wait a minute. I was looking at the score sheet going, wait a minute.
That's on me.
It's Towers.
The beer batter.
Towers is up again with an 0-2 count, and the kids are not cheering for
the beer batter fans much more reserved this time.
Yeah. They're realizing it's 10 o'clock, and, they got to be responsible parents now. He fouls it off to stay alive yet again.
Also perhaps a little nervous with the bases loaded. Far more important things at play here. They'll take it out any way they can get it.
O2 offering. Let's see. Fouls it off.
No, he went. They're saying he went on that. It was a hit by pitch, but he went, and I think that's the right call, Neil. We'll see the replay here, but Hospital forces a strikeout on the pitch that hits him in the shin.
Yep. The coach is having a field day here, and this is going to be.
Yeah. I can see why they're frustrated, Neil, but I think we'll need to get a second look here. But Hospital, I think, did what he had to do here.
Yeah. No question he went on it. But did it hit him? There you go.
Well, 2 outs and first base is occupied. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, Towers clearly goes there, and it beans him on the inside of the knee. What a job by Stephen Hospital.
Yeah.
He battles through that accidental bunt.
You call them out, the play on the field is going to stand as the umpires have their conversation with the Kitchener coaches down there. Nobody happy on the Panthers side, but we're at the 7th inning stretch now, and people on their feet for a couple of reasons.
Bizarre way to end the inning, but Hospital does what he has to do. Again, battling through that accidental bunt base hit to get 2 huge strikeouts there of Lawson and then Towers. So here comes Andy Vargas, and back for inning number 7, if you can believe it. And our scorer, Nate, telling us that 105 pitches now for Vargas.
And here comes the strikeout one more time here.
A wide angle shot of that Towers strikeout. As you can see, he does go around.
Yeah. Went around with the bat and went off his kneecap, or just underneath his knee. And they appealed down to first. The plate umpire, the first base umpire. There's also the crew chief, Scott Costello, siding with his umpire. Vargas back out to work.
And maybe with the complexion of this game having changed a little bit, with the Panthers reducing the deficit to 1 and Vargas having calmed down since the early innings. He hasn't allowed a run since the 4th.
Yeah.
They're confident to let him eat a few more here. He's at 105. I can't imagine they'll let him go too much longer, and the Panther bullpen is active.
Well, they're active, plus they've got 2 more games this weekend, so they got to try to conserve as many arms as possible.
Yeah.
If everything would have gone to plan, they would have had 2 home and homes back to back.
Yeah.
This series against Hamilton, and then I think it's Toronto?
12. So if anything, the rain out yesterday may have actually been a blessing.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Save some of their arms. So of course, it's only saving it for later. They'll have to go through this again at some point. But
poor field conditions and poor air quality in Kitchener was the reason for the cancellation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why the Parks Department was rather cautious out there with the air quality.
Yeah.
Wildfire smoke from out west making its way over. It's created a rather sci-fi-like scene here in southern Ontario.
You wake up in the morning, it's just like
hazy, very hazy.
Like what's going on out here? Like the sun breaks into our living room. I'm putting the dogs out at 5:30 this morning, and it's just like the dogs didn't even want to go out.
It looks like it's very fitting that it's Cardinals at the Cosmos night too, because the sun, when it sets and the wildfire smoke, gives it a very orange Star Wars-like effect. On Monday night, particularly, I was out evening golden hour around 8 p.m. and I thought I was on a different planet. So bottom of inning number 7, and it'll be Josh Williams to start against Andy Vargas. Takes ball 1.
Williams has a couple pair of hits in the contest now. The Cardinals got to go back on the bats here against Vargas.
And this is the time to get some more damage in if they can. Try and squash all the momentum that the Panthers gained from that last inning. Williams goes fishing there at that slider in the dirt.
Take a quick stroll around the inter-county once again. Top of the 7th inning in Brantford. It's Chatham-Kent 3, Brantford 3. That Barrie-London game is still scoreless, now in the bottom of the 9th inning. Quite the pitcher's duel going on. Just 5 hits in the contest, three for Barrie, 2 for London. Majors have made 3 errors in that contest. Bottom of the 9th, no score. And the tilted floor score of the night, of course, no surprise, Dominican Field. They're in the 7th inning now. It's an 11-10 ball game. The Maple Leafs clinging to that 1-run lead now.
Nail biters everywhere you look.
They're not going to be able to light off fireworks because they're going to be past park curfew. As Williams hits a liner up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, thrown to first. Williams is retired. 6-3 goes put out for the first out at the bottom of the 7th inning here in a 5-4 ball game.
That was a nice play there by Mandalay. Maybe a little harder than it looked because we were talking about the effect that the mound has on those hard ground balls, and he took a second to reposition himself and plant his frame square to get that ball. Slight adjustment after the grounder by Williams ricocheted off the mound, and picks it up and makes a throw to first.
Jaden Brown's got a single in the contest. Hit the ball hard again tonight.
Yep. It's all he's really done every time he connects.
That one misses inside. Count 2-0 from Vargas.
And you're playing a dangerous game when you give a guy with this kind of bat speed a 2-0 count.
113th pitch on the night for Vargas, on its way momentarily. That one's in there for a called strike. 2-1 now to count.
I admire Vargas's confidence to go to his secondaries and fastball counts and throw them for strikes. It's throwing the Cardinals for a bit of a loop so far.
Oh. Brown fouls that one off.
All over it. But now it's strike 2, and I don't know if he's going to get something that good to hit again.
No. He peeled down the first, and it did not go around. Ibarra was trying to do the sales job on that one.
That was slightly more difficult than the Charlie Towers call last inning.
Count now is full at 3-2 on Brown. Interesting to see what Vargas throws here. Brown fouls that one off again to stay alive.
Got away with another one. He hung a breaking ball, but in a 2-strike count, Brown perhaps a little slower to decide to swing.
I have asked pitchers how they feel the day after throwing this many pitches, or I guess the 2 days after, because the next day, you know, your body's probably just numb from it.
Yeah.
And the day after is like, oh man, now I feel it. As Brown draws the walk there, as Ibarra tried his best to pull that one back in, but the plate umpire is saying, no way, that's still ball 4.
Now that one could have gone either way, but a stone-cold take by Jaden. Trying to start a little one-out rally here for the Cardinals with that walk, and we've got ourselves a pinch hitter.
That we do.
Nico Kikatos.
There's the ball 4 look again. You see, Ibarra tried to bring it back across, but no mas.
That's tight. It could have gone either way, and I wouldn't have been surprised, but a walk it is, and Kikatos recorded a pinch hit double and came around to score what ended up being the tying, or I guess the second run of the game for the Cardinals against Barrie last week. Let's see if he has success in that role again as Brown is running.
First pitch. And he kicks the ball in the outfield. He's taken off to third.
Wow.
Give him the stolen base, and I guess he advances on the throw. Can't give him an error on that. He kicked the ball out.
Wow. Like,
kicked the ball out of play here.
Like, we've seen throws from catchers hit runners as they try to steal, but Brown just punted that one into center field.
Was he a soccer player in a previous life?
He must have been. Well, the Cardinals will take it.
Here.
No, it isn't an error. Huh. Well.
We've going to give him 2 stolen bases on it. Well, you have to give him the one to second base, and well, you can't You can't give it an error.
We've had some weird entries in the scorebook tonight.
Yeah. It's the IBL.
Yeah.
It's the best way to put it.
So runner at third, less than 2 outs now, thanks to that, whatever that was, whatever you call that. Kikatos doesn't have to record a hit to drive him in here. We'll see.
Gotta definitely clip that one out for the fans at home and ask the question on the IBL's social media. What would you score that one?
I
see
think
how people chime in.
Everybody would have a slightly different answer.
Well, exactly. Like it's gonna be a great clip tomorrow morning. Be like, okay, here's just while you're having your coffee this morning, figure this one out.
Yeah. Might take the entire morning.
Yep. Well, we got content out of it. This one is in the outfield. It's going to drop in, and that's going to bring home a run. The Cardinals get an insurance run here.
Shocker. Nico Kikatos flared a single into right field again. In other news, the sun came up this morning, Neil, and that is all he's done all year. He's been a contact machine. He's swung and missed at fewer pitches than anybody else on this team. He goes the other way a ton. And Vargas, again, I feel bad for him. I can't fault him for this. He tried to saw him off up and in, and Nico got his hands to it.
That's just a good hitter at the plate, doing a good job.
Just a hitting machine, and he's 2 for 2 as a pinch hitter this year. Shout out to Nico. That was crazy. Fittini fouled that one. I wasn't looking square at home plate, but it sounded like it hit off the shin guard or something. We'll see it right now. Oh, that's awesome.
Off the top of the helmet.
Fittini off the dome of Junior Ibarra and almost into my lap up here.
No, exactly. Fittini hits this one on the ground. They're only going to have one play, and that's going to be the first. 5-3 would go to put out. Runner goes to second base on the out. Second out of the inning.
Tanner Rempel's going to have a chance to drive in his first run of the season with 2 out here. And Neil, I really feel like the Cardinals have been a lot smarter on the bases this year. Right there, you see another instance of a runner going and then a ball being hit on the ground to take the double play out of order. That would have been an easy 2-ball.
Well, you saw it last year a lot of times where they get base runners in scoring position and they'd run themselves out of innings.
Yeah, they ran into outs one too many times, and they did it a bunch here in the home opener too. Kikatos himself was guilty of that, but they've mopped it up since then, and it's paid dividends.
That one's in the dirt. Another great stop by Ibarra. I almost have to look at his mask after that one to see if it's got a big dent now. Or at least something, because the cage definitely got rattled.
Are there springs in it? Like, how did that get up here? That defies everything. Wow.
Well, you asked how they get up. Well, now you know.
Bring my glove and maybe catch one off another backstop's mask one day. Beautiful pitch there by Vargas. He hasn't always been given that outside corner, and to be fair, neither have the Cardinals today, but he drops that slider in perfectly to even the count at 1-1.
Baycats have scored a run in the top of the 10th inning, lead that one 1-0.
Talking about a quick game, there's another one.
Yeah.
They're already in the 10th. They blew right past us.
They started late. And that is now going at the bottom of the 10th as Afisa Jones just struck out at the end of that inning. At least that's what the pop-up on the score sheet just popped up as. 6-4 is your score here. Cardinals leading this one by 2 now. And the most important insurance run in this inning. Rempel still has a job to do here now with a 3-1 count on him.
And this is where, if you're Tanner Rempel, you can't think too aggressively. Even though it's 3-1 and you've got a bigger lead, Vargas has just emptied the tank is an understatement here. And the Panthers bullpen is now cold, which kind of boggles the mind. So you got to just see as much as you can and make him run himself out of this game eventually.
He's looking out there and going, okay, there's nobody else coming out here, so it's me against the world for at least the next half inning. Because nobody's down there. Well, they're all down there. Just nobody's throwing. And Rempel takes that one in the inside part for a strike 2, and that runs the count to full at 3-2.
Of course, we were all here when Takaki Iguchi threw that 130 pitch complete game against I believe that was Chatham last year.
Yep.
And Vargas is putting up similar numbers right now in terms of pitch count.
Well, Gucci had to eat that one because, again, I think that was like game 3 of 4 in a week or something.
That was a busy one.
And strike 3 called. Rempel gets called in the other half. But the Panthers give up another run, and the Cardinals now lead this one 6-4. And we're going to take a quick pause in the action here on Cable 14.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com. Because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
Come on! Aren't you tired of the same old thing?
Yeah.
Mix it up a little.
Why would I?
Take a swing.
We can have fun, big fun.
Get it rolling. Get it right.
You already did.
Make it happen. Keep it tight. Be electric. Come alive.
I'm Josie.
You can do it.
Aces.
I'll be right with you.
On Cable 14, as you see those guys pulling double duty, they got the hockey game on in the corner. And there we go. A live look at the truck before we had some technical snafus here. We're at the top of the 8th inning. The Hamilton Cardinals leading this one 6-4. And you see Carmen, Kane, and Pete and Brendan in the truck working hard. But, you know, they also have a little fun going on. They have the Stanley Cup playoffs going on. Some hockey team from out west, you know, trying to get the first cup in quite some time for a Canadian team. And there you go. There's the live look inside the truck, and there's Brendan waving and everything. Hey, Brendan, what's the score on the hockey game, by the way? 2. Okay. 3-4-2?
4-3.
4-3. All right.
I saw it on the TV over break there. It looks like Florida's jumped back out.
Canadian content. And back here at Bernie Arbor Stadium, it's a 6-4 game. The Cardinals leading this one on Friday Night Baseball. Neil Sherwasta, Matt Creedy up in the booth with us tonight. Reed Duffy probably enjoying some of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, wouldn't blame him.
I don't blame him. The call goes around on the pitch. Yeah, we're giving Kojiko and Rogers both a shutout on that one. So it's, you know, it's safe. We're just keeping the brand local here.
Yeah.
Supporting our own coffers. That one's fouled away and goes off. Knocks Fattini's mask off here.
Well, the Panthers saw what Fattini did on that foul ball to Junior Ibarra's mask and said, here, we'll do you one better.
Yep. A dent for a dent.
Off. Yeah.
Instead of an eye for an eye, it's a dent for a dent.
Stephen Hospital back out there trying to work through this 8th after 2 big strikeouts in the 7th to keep the Panthers at 4 runs.
There's some activity down in the Cardinals bullpen.
There's another strikeout for Hospital as Cabral goes down swinging. That is Corbin Peters warming up. And we've seen Corbin wear many hats as a pitcher: start, relief, low leverage, high leverage. He's done just about all of it. He's been a high leverage reliever to start this season, but we haven't really seen him come in a save situation. But that kind of looks like what the plans are.
I think that might be the plan here.
We'll see, of course, what Hospital can do. He's got 2 more outs to get in this 8th inning, but started off strong there.
Oh, misses in there for a ball. Count 1-0. Well, the Majors have tied that ball game. It's now 1-1 in the bottom of the 10th inning. So they ain't going anywhere for a while.
Yeah, I talked about how quickly he was going, and they said, here you go.
Here you go. We'll play some more. Let you guys finish first.
Free baseball here.
I won't pick one spot.
across down the 401 in London.
Beautiful and historic Labatt Park. Top of the 7th inning, Chatham-Kent has taken the lead 4-3 over Brantford. Whoa, the bat is going flying into the crowd, and hopefully nobody's going to get hurt with that one.
I have never seen a bat go that far when a hitter loses it on a swing.
I've seen it at the Rogers Center go into the stands and everything else, but usually not like that. Like that bounced off the top of the dugout and then took a wicked hop.
Yeah, like at first you thought his teammates were in danger, and then you were like, no, it might be the fans.
Might be a poor kid just sitting out back, you know, playing against the fence with his buddies, and all of a sudden gets a bat in the back of the head.
Glanced off the roof of the dugout. Thankfully, that appears to not be the case. Everybody's okay.
Everybody okay. Nobody's looking like they're hurt. Nobody's screaming for mom or anything like that. Nobody's asking for paramedics. We're all good.
Throw Fuji some pine tar. Yeah, he's gonna take his sweet time putting that grip on that bat.
You go ahead and apply it thoroughly, son.
This has been a rather strange baseball game as far as they go. We saw the broken bat by Nickel. We saw the ball hit up here off the mask.
Nobody's safe.
We saw there's been just a bunch of weird scoring plays. The strikeout with the bases loaded on the hit by pitch.
We saw a kick save, you know, for a stolen base.
Yeah, there's been some oddities to say the least in this one. That's what makes it fun. This hospital works his way back into the count now.
I am still going to have some weird clips tomorrow.
I feel like I'm going to have some weird dreams tonight, too. We're in the twilight zone right now.
Can't sleep, bat's going to hit me.
Yeah.
That one's fouled away, and the count remains 2-2 here. Hospital induces another pop-up, but that one looks like it's going to get out of play here. Oh, the youngster almost made the play, but he got the baseball anyways, and they gave it to the young girl beside him.
That's called being a good sport,
That's
kids.
Like being
Take
a great
note.
sport.
Everyone watching at home, that's how you do it.
There we go. And Tina gives it chase and watch. Look at the camera movements here. Almost in it. Almost made the catch. I think he was watching out for the garbage can too, but he scooped the baseball up and gave it to the young girl standing right beside him there. Made her night.
Class act.
A great stop by Tanner Rempel, and he's going to dive for the punch out at first. Wow. Highlight of the night right there.
Well, we have seen Tanner Rempel play an acrobatic first base before, but he just outdid himself.
Rempel being Rempel with a diving stop to his right, and then the big foot dive to get to beat the foot race for the punch out.
Sergei Bobrovsky, Stuart Skinner, meet Tanner Rempel.
Yep.
That was unbelievable.
Wow, there you go. And he's going to do it like there's nothing. Like he's not even making a big comment about it or anything. Yeah, it was nothing. Just another night at the park.
I can already tell our equipment guy McFly is having an episode right now.
He's like, what setting do I got to put the power wash to get that stuff out on?
Going to need an industrial cleaner for that one.
That one's fouled away.
Hospital did such a good job. He took his defense out of the equation to get those first 3 strikeouts, but you can't rely on the 3 true outcomes all the time. You got to have your defense do some of the lifting, and Tanner was up to the task there. If there's any indication that he's back in game shape, look at that.
Yeah.
Check swing, no appeal. As the Cardinals might be pulling a fast one on us, as Casey Howard is now warming up in the bullpen down there. This is a higher leverage spot than he would usually have, but
well, maybe Peters was just throwing a bullpen because he hadn't thrown in
could
a couple days.
Could be. Could also be preparation depending on what happens here in the bottom half of inning number 8.
Yep.
Score is a part of this.
Well, because originally the Cardinals would have played tonight and then had Saturday and Sunday off.
Yeah, that was the original schedule, and then the revised schedule was Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and now the re-revised schedule, thanks to the smoke and the rain, is just Friday, Sunday. All these rainouts have created a very home-heavy schedule so far for the Cardinals. That'll have to even out soon.
It will. Be a long road trip for a while, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've got the Welland game that was rained out from a couple Thursdays ago on tap for this coming Wednesday, June 11th. The Toronto game that was rained out a couple Sundays ago is on tap for, I believe, the 25th.
Yep.
Don't quote me.
Yeah, it's the 25th. I'm pretty sure.
They'll have to figure out what to do with the one last night. The Chatham one, again, is on deck for Sunday.
That one's actually June 21st.
June 21st, okay.
Yeah, that one came through my email. I saw that one.
Ah.
I think I updated on the IBL game day this morning, which I then realized I didn't put the times on this morning when I was doing it at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, yeah. Looked at it again at 7 o'clock after I posted it, and I went, ah, crap.
Well, if one thing's for certain, Neil, you're going to sleep well tonight. Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a late one, but when you get the finally head hits the pillow, it's gonna be a quick swing and a call strike 3. And a great job here by the pitching staff to pick this one up here. As we go to the home half of the 8th inning, it's 6-4. I'm Neil Shirawasu, Matt Creedy on Friday Night Baseball. Thank you so much for tuning in, wherever you may be watching from, on Cable 14.
That was maybe the most emphatic dap up and hug between pitcher and coach that I've seen, and Stephen Hospital deserves it.
Look fist pump
that.
on there.
He knew it.
He knew it. The batter knew it too, and he's just like, yeah, okay, I'm out. You got me.
Hospital came in with the bases loaded and 1 out. The Panthers already had 3 in the inning in the top of the 7th. Strikeout, and then in the top of the 8th, strikeout. Unbelievable play by Tanner Rempel, and then another strikeout. What a start to the season for Hospital, who his preseason, if you remember, started disastrously in London. He didn't get much help from the defense. I believe the Cardinals made 3 or 4 errors behind him in the inning, but he gave up a boatload of runs at Labatt Park on the Majors School Day game, but he didn't let it faze him, and he has been on the ball, to say the least, so far this regular season.
That he has been.
So we finally, Neil, have a new pitcher.
Well, that's good, because I was worried Andy Vargas' arm was going to fall off.
Yeah. And it sounds like it's Yadian Martinez. He's the only returning Cuban import. Of course,
that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I thought for sure Raul Gonzalez would be on the return list, but it might have been.
Ibarra has Canadian status now. He's been here long enough.
Yeah.
We alluded to that earlier, the conversation he had.
Yeah.
I do love reading that weekly IBL column from Carlos.
Carlos is having a great time doing it.
Got some good stuff in there.
I'm so grateful that he just, he out of the blue one day, hey, you need some content?
Yeah.
I'm like, sure. It's nice to have a different voice on there.
Yeah.
And everything else. As Tommy Reyes Cruz will come to bat here in the home half of the 8th inning. Cardinals looking for at least another insurance run. They do lead this one 6-4, but the Panthers are never out of any ball games. You've seen that so far this season. So the more insurance runs, the merrier here.
Martinez, in prior iterations of the Panthers, was a starter, but he's been a bullpen guy so far this year. Just one start to 3 relief appearances. Now his 4th.
Yeah.
This is Martinez's 3rd year with the Panthers. He's got a career 5.25 ERA in 145 IBL innings, but more than a strikeout per inning, so he's got the stuff to play here.
Well, exactly. He was definitely up among the leaders last year as far as strikeouts, too. Of course, a certain guy, Cesar Rosado from Barrie last night, of course, didn't look like had his good stuff last night, but he was still around the zone still. Led the league last year with 105 strikeouts. Only guy in the league last year to break the 100 mark.
That's always a coveted number for starting pitchers in this league with the 42-game season.
Well, our starting pitcher tonight, I'm pretty sure, just jumped up the mark again with a couple more strikeouts. He was making his way up the all-time list rather quickly.
Yeah, Owen Boone is going to give that 100 strikeout mark a run for its money if the first 3 starts are any indication. Showed us why, once again, he was the pitcher of the month in May. No signs of slowing down, and looks like our mobile camera's making its way out to the Cardinal bullpen, and for good reason.
Yep.
That would be Fernando Rodney warming up, looking for IBL save number 2 in what would be his third opportunity. He got nice 1-2-3 inning last week, and Barry got that first save behind him.
So Boone entered action this year 18th on the all-time strikeout list. He was at 452 strikeouts when the season started, and this one hit down the right field line and just foul. Just foul.
Well, Tommy Reyes-Cruz, if you remember a couple innings ago, ran for his life to get that pop-up that ended up falling just a couple inches foul, as our beautiful Cable 14 mobile camera showing us a close-up of Rodney warming up.
And he is fun to watch.
But on the offensive side here, Reyes-Cruz gave that one a jolt down the right field line, but it too fell foul.
Yep. So getting back to what I was saying about Boone, yeah, he was 18th on the strikeout list, but so far he's already climbed up, I believe, 3 spots.
Yeah.
So I think he's now closing in on former Cardinal Stephen Strucker at 478, which was 14th on the list.
Huh.
And then after that, there's a big gap between him and Court Heinbeck. Heinbeck has 525 strikeouts. So, yeah, it's definitely quite the number as far as that goes.
Yeah, looks like the all-time leader for the Hamilton Cardinals there would be Brett Lawson.
Yep.
Long time IBL pitcher.
Heads up.
Cardinals Jackfish.
And a great catch made by somebody to our left.
Yeah, we'll just have to take their word for it.
We can't see through the wall or the door.
Yeah. I like to think we do our best up here, but X-ray vision,
no,
we do not have.
We kind of lack in that special skill.
Tommy stays alive for one more here.
Takes that one in there for a ball.
Works it full.
He has been probably the most surprising and best acquisition so far for this young season so far.
Yeah, that batting average continues to climb.
So he chases that one, but
shouldn't have said that.
You willed it into existence again.
Ugh. Well,
go find a black cat. Go, do whatever you got to do with it.
I'll see myself out.
As Tyler Duncan breakout night will continue here. 3 hits in the contest, including a 3-run blast.
I'm pretty sure you could still count the amount of swing and misses that Tommy Reyes-Cruz has had on one hand, even with that one. That's a rare sight.
As Duncan hits another liner past the third baseman, and that's going to be in there for another base hit.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Scorer Nate says hit. That one under the glove of Fuji, and Tyler Duncan using the whole field.
Here's the replay again. Once again, just jumping on that first pitch. Getting balls low in the zone here.
And once again, it's as simple as taking what he's being given, and this has been one of Duncan's best nights in the IBL.
Yep.
4 knocks, 7 total bases.
I'm sure the first baseman will say, "Dear sir, stop hitting baseballs past us then." Okay, you've had your fun, Tyler. Enough's enough. As Salazzo, the conductor, steps into the box now.
Salazzo, one of the only Cardinal hitters who isn't having a ton of fun tonight. He reached base on an infield hit / weird fielder's choice play a couple plate appearances ago, but he's also got the 2 strikeouts and the double play to his name so far. Martinez, you can see, keeping an eye on Duncan there at first, who again has been rather aggressive in the season's early going.
Cardinals only struck out 6 times. Have 13 hits so far. Throw over, Duncan back safely.
Rodney continuing to throw down there, as you just saw. It looks like the Panther bullpen is active too. Should there be a bottom of the 9th?
Salazzo takes a big hack at that one. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike. 6-4 is your score if you just tuned in. Panthers opened the scoring in the first inning. Cardinals answered back with a 3-run blast in the bottom of the second inning. Added a solo run in the 4th. Then the Panthers answered back with 3 in the top of the 7th inning. And Cardinals got 1 in the home half of the 7th for the 6-4 score. As Salazzo misses on that offering and evens the count at 2-2.
That was a good pitch to hit there. The slider, it stayed down, but it was out over the middle of the plate in Salazzo's wheelhouse, but he couldn't time it up right.
Salazzo hit the chopper. He's at the first baseman. They'll go to second for one, and that's all they're going to get because nobody is able to cover first on the return play. Salazzo will reach on the fielder's choice as Duncan's retired on the 3-6.
Shortstop number 32, Brandon Nickel.
And Brandon Nickel will be the batter now. Barry has struck back in the top of the 11th inning. It's now a 3-1 ball game. And that actually is now a final. That one looks like is gone final. Champ Gardner was the last out. So Barry is victorious over London in what was an absolute pitcher's duel going in extra innings, scoreless.
I guess I'm just happy that justice was served for the effort Garces had.
Okay. Yeah, as far as that stuff goes, yeah, because he pitched that well. And I'm pretty sure he did not finish sending off the game. Yeah, he pitched 8 innings to give up 2 hits. 10 strikeouts in the contest. Not a walk.
Perfect into 8. That's something.
Yep. He's always been dominant, though.
July Vittini would like a word about that, though.
That he would. I got his number.
Yeah, been there, done that. And not many people can say that about Frank Garces.
Doesn't give up too many home runs. That's for sure. Nor a lot of walks. I think there was only like 49 in his career or something going the last Friday.
Throwback to the 2024 Cardinals, but Zach Marriott was another guy that comes to mind as having Garces' number, which is
huge home run in this very ballpark.
Yeah, even crazier as a lefty. Hope Zach's doing well. He was a good hitter for us.
Yeah. What's he down in Arizona now?
Arkansas, I believe.
Arkansas, yeah. It was started with an A.
Cardinals have some strong connections to the state of Arkansas.
Waiting in the wings, adjusting his cap.
Yeah, Rodney's here again.
He's got his game face on, ready to go out there when called upon in the 9th inning.
He looks dialed. Tyler Duncan, Brandon Nickel playing their college ball in the state of Arkansas. Nickel trying to keep this inning going here.
That one gets away from the catcher. And Salazzo will make his way to second base. 2-2 is the count with 2 away. Maple Leafs are adding insurance runs. It's now 14-10. That one is in the bottom of the 8th inning. Yeah, there's no way they're putting fireworks off after 11 o'clock in downtown Toronto. That's going to have people freaked out.
Yeah, the players took matters in their own hands there.
Yep. Don't need fireworks. Save them for another night. But there's no way. I cannot see them lighting off fireworks.
No, not in Toronto. It's kind of a unique
downtown
situation
Toronto
there.
at that kind of night. Like that freaks so many people out that don't know anything about baseball. This one's popped in the air. Not that deep. Right fielder is backpedaling now. And now he makes a couple of steps in. He'll make the catch. And the inning's over as Nickel flies out here. Off to the top of the 9th inning, and that means one thing here. As he's coming in on the mound here, and we're going to defer very shortly to our friend Mr. Josh Bain in a second as he's making the slow walk into the mound here. Okay, yeah, this is still round 3, and I'm still getting the goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like every time you hear that music in your head, even you go back to watching him with the Nationals, with the Tigers, with the Mariners, with the Diamondbacks, the Twins. Did I forget anybody? And Mr. Bain, the floor is all yours.
Now entering the game for your Cardinals, number 56, Fernando Rodney.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's
wow.
Yeah, that's one of the few occasions where I'm happy to remain completely silent up here.
Yeah, we give the floor to Josh.
Yeah.
And who gives the floor to Fernando?
Josh has been perfecting that entrance announcement for Rodney.
Yep. Did Eric show you the text message I sent back to him after he didn't tell me?
No, okay. I remember him saying that you two were in contact.
Yeah.
I don't know what was your reaction?
Oh, man. I can't say it on the air, put it that way. My office thought somebody died because I was yelling at my phone. But it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and he's sending my phone's always on. You know, I have it set to come off. You know, it comes off silent at 4 a.m. because we have server issues and stuff at work. People will call at whatever hours. But it was just like, this is so weird. Like, it's beeping and it's not stopping. Like, what's going on here? Did somebody die or something? Like, and then looking over and going, okay, who is this? Because again, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
And from our point of view, like, daylight savings is not a thing in the Dominican Republic, so we were an hour ahead. So we had to kind of pace ourselves. We were like, hey, we're going to announce it at 10. Be like, oh, great. Wait, nope, 10 Eastern.
Yeah.
So we had to wait the extra hour. And the rest is us here.
Make sure your schedule is clear at 9 o'clock. I'm like, what's going on? We're announcing something. You going to tell me? No, I want your natural reaction.
Oh, well, that would just take the fun out of it.
Yeah, so I'm like sitting there for 4 hours going, what is Eric doing? And that first pitch is in there from Rodney for strike one.
And that is the same changeup that we saw torment Major League hitters for over a decade.
Yep.
Changeup has slowed down quite a bit. Have you noticed that through the last games I've watched? His fastball.
That was in there for a ball, and evens the count at 1-1.
So I was talking to Rodney after last Sunday and asked him if anything was different about the Saturday outing at Barrie and the first two that didn't go so well. He said he was a lot more calmed down. He admitted that he was jittery those first two IBL outings. So even for a guy who's seen it all at the major league level, he kind of let it get to him a little bit, he admitted, the first two IBL outings, but
and we got the replay of this pitch coming in here.
See where it missed.
Try to slide it in between.
Just barely down and in. On Penalve.
Ground ball past a diving Tommy Reyes Cruz. And the leadoff man is aboard here to start the Panthers' ninth inning.
So tying run to the plate once again. And once again, it is Ibarra. Came through in this spot last time. Fernando will try and make sure that doesn't happen, and we'll see if he can keep the nerves calm like he did in Barrie. Again, he said that was the difference maker in that quick 1-2-3 outing. Again, he didn't deal with a base runner on that Barrie outing, so every time he's come around to score. So we'll see if he can buck that trend here.
A double play would do huge things for his confidence right now. That was a strike one call here.
And the changeup is such a signature pitch that Rodney's not afraid to use the same-handed hitters. That one tumbling back over the outside corner to Ibarra.
Ibarra hits a flare here on the infield. Caught by the shortstop for the first out. Runner at first retreating in a hurry here.
Masterful pitch sequencing by Rodney there. The changeup down and away, right on right, and then he saws him off with a fastball up and in. That is a wildly different look, and all Ibarra can do is flail at it. It's impressive that he even made contact.
I think Nickel almost thought about letting that one drop in front of him and took the double play.
Yeah.
Because he's got that look on his face like he thought about it.
Yeah, but settles harmlessly into his glove.
Runner kind of with a double step over at first base, and he quickly went back to first now.
So Nick Kairos didn't start this game, and now he's facing Fernando Rodney. How's your Friday?
Yeah. Well, you know, faced a former major leaguer who's got 327 career saves tonight, Mom. That one misses outside for a ball. 2-0 on the count now. One away here in the top of the ninth inning. Runner at first. Tying run at the plate. And Nick Kairos.
Carosis and Lawson due up next for the Panthers.
A big cut on that one. And 2-1's the count. That's still got some zip and still got some movement, that's for sure.
Connor Corey's kind of moving around down there should things get out of hand here.
It's
This one's chopped up the middle. Tommy Ray is actually it's going to be fought by Nickel, and over there he gets it. And there goes the arrow. It's so great to see that arrow fly at home. That means good things for the Cardinals as they win this one 6-4.
That is a
fly,
sight for
arrow,
sore
fly.
eyes. Wow. Right, you are, Neil. The first arrow at home in this one. Fastball down and away. That's exactly the desired result there. Chopped on the ground by Kairos. Unassisted 6'3" DP. Look at this.
Oh, man.
Tonight's Hamilton Cardinals player of the game is number 5.
I look like I got chicken skin right
Yeah.
now. Wow. Tyler Duncan, no surprise, your player of the game here tonight. Cardinals winning this one 6-4, and Rodney getting high fives, hugs, and shakes and everything else. And that smile on his face shows it all. And that's the big bear hug from Josh Williams.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how big, much bigger than what Rodney Williams is, man. As Rodney's walking off the field here and getting high fives and handshakes. As Tyler Duncan's just wrapping up here with talking with Emily Thompson. Trying to get Fernando Rodney on the interview here, but it doesn't look like Fernando is going to be taking any questions. It looks like we're going to get Tyler Duncan instead, which is nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no. Oh, rats, we have to interview.
Oh, we have to interview Tyler Duncan. Oh, what a shame. The guy's only been dodging me for 3 years, so it's okay.
Yeah, Fernando decided his day at the office was done. He got his 3 outs and then said, nope, I'm done.
Yeah. And Tyler Duncan is, of course, your wings up player of the game as well, as he's got the big chicken wing, a big net at the plate, and Tyler Duncan breakout night. He's got the belt as well. Cardinals winning this one 6-4, and a huge win for them on a Friday Night Baseball.
Thank you for attending tonight's game. We hope to see you for the rest of the summer. Good night and safe travels. And don't forget, since the Cardinals scored 4 runs tonight, you can head to Jack Astor's tonight or tomorrow. Show your cooking and enjoy a great appetizer. No extensions to grab your
Of course, the Arrows. So don't forget about our next home game as well is Sunday night here. It's a 6:30 start. The Chattanooga Barnstormers in fan. And the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, and Tyler Duncan is coming in here on the headset. And Tyler Duncan, the player of the game. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing great, man. It was great to see you get back in your little groove here, and I think you got your mojo back tonight.
Yeah, you're telling me. It's been a slow start, so I'm glad the boys picked me up till now.
That pitch in the second inning, what were you thinking? Were you thinking low and away again? They were pitching you outside, and then you got one in the wheelhouse, so you just got enough of it to put it out over the Little Caesar sign.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to drive balls, move runners over, do my job, and that was a kind of pitch in my wheelhouse, and luckily I, capitalized on it.
Yeah, Tyler, it looks like early in the season, 1 for 17 to start off, but you weren't chasing that much. You were hitting the ball hard. Did you feel like a game like this was maybe coming, given with how your approach was going early in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really complain. I actually didn't know I was 1 for 17, so that's good to know.
Sorry, but
I knew it was low, but yeah, no, I'm obviously pumped about that, and I'm glad I could kind of not even shake the dust off, but drive some balls tonight.
Yeah, just makes the 4 hits seem that much better.
Yeah, right.
So what's next? What are you guys thinking building into the weekend? You got Chatham-Kent coming on Sunday now. So what are you guys going to do tomorrow as far as that stuff goes?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's going to kind of enjoy the day off tomorrow, maybe follow some of the other IBL games going on, and then, show up Sunday and ready to go and hopefully take this weekend.
Yeah, Tyler, thanks for the time here. We appreciate it. 4 hits. Where does this rank, do you think, in your single game performances of Cardinals so far? You've had a couple good ones, eh?
Yeah, I mean, It's high for me this year. I mean, like I said, it's been a slow start, and so today I could drive some balls, and hopefully it continues into Sunday, right?
Right on.
Tyler Duncan, thank you so much for taking time out. Your wings up player of the game tonight. And that's it. And that's a great start for the Cardinals tonight on Friday Night Baseball. Another great start by Owen Boone. What can you say? The ace went out there and does the job here as far as that stuff goes. 9 strikeouts.
Yeah, Neil, they didn't lose any momentum with the rained-out game from yesterday, and we'll be right back at it. The two of us will be right back in the booth here for Sunday night.
Yep. Make sure you're here Sunday night, 6:30 on Cable 14. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to all the volunteers and everything else. Have yourself a great night. Good night.
It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com. Because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Mad Canada.
Do you have feedback on Cable 14's programs? Let us know by calling 905-523-1414, extension 227, or email feedback@cable14.com.
Cole, and this is Hamilton Live. So glad you're here to celebrate it and talk about all the stuff going on in our great city. On our show today, Medora Uppel from the YWCA is here to talk about this year's Walk a Mile in Their Shoes. What is it? Who is it helping? We're going to find out. Stephen Hilliard and Jesse James from the Westdale Theatre are promoting their Real Queens series. It's going to be so much fun. And later on, Kevin Sturmer from Steel City Sauce is going to try and make my eyes water with some of their locally made artisanal sauces. I did not wear my waterproof mascara today. For more than 16 years, the YWCA in Hamilton has been providing women, children, and gender diverse people with the support they need to escape violence. Joining me now is Medora Uppel, who is Chief Executive Officer of the YWCA right here in Hamilton. Welcome.
Hi, Val.
I see you at all the big events, the Women of Distinction and all the good stuff. You're always there. You're always at the important stuff and spreading the word as to why we need to help women who are in danger, women and anybody who's in danger of domestic violence.
Yeah, it's an epidemic in this country and in this province, and officially declared by the city as an epidemic. So,
really?
Yeah, gender-based violence was that was passed by City Hall, and we haven't actually addressed, because we've named it an epidemic at the city. We haven't gotten that far with the province right now, and so it's a really serious issue. We still have women and children at risk of violence and experiencing death as the worst case outcome. Yeah.
And when a woman makes the choice to leave is often the most dangerous time. People say, why don't you just get out of this relationship? That's why.
That's right. It is absolutely a dangerous time. She needs a safe place to go. She needs to be able to take her children with her if she has them. And she needs to know that wherever she lands, that she's not